What's up, everybody? This is Whiskey in the Six. I'm Rob. Hopefully the stream is working now. We're going to give this a second shot. Just going to call up the chat to see who's joining us. Stop that. All right. We got a few people already in. Is it okay now? Better already. Good. I'm Rob. Like most of you already know, this is Jeremy from Toronto Whiskey Society.
Cheers, everyone.
Also, Sipper Social Club on Instagram, soon to be on YouTube as well. I don't know if I was allowed to say that. That's why I was waiting for the pause, but you didn't stop me. So
yeah, subscribe to my Instagram, and I'm going to be launching a YouTube review channel probably early August, I'd say.
So early August. Look forward to another awesome whiskey reviewer. Never thought I'd see Jeremy has more facial hair. How's it going?
By the end of the show, his will be the same as mine. And you'll just like grow out.
I'm a chia pet. So. Whiskey Throttle saying, how many Pinot Noir again? Like I said, however many you feel comfortable sending me, buddy. If you want to keep some for yourself, I totally understand. Maybe he's asking if you want one.
Yeah. Have you tried it, Daniel? Do you know if it's comparable to the others? Have you tried it?
I haven't.
Yeah, I don't know.
But I
sure
can't imagine it being bad.
It's got to be good. The entire lineup's good. So, yeah, throw an extra one in there for me if there's room.
So there you have it. All right, so we're gonna try this again. Lagavulin, 12-year-old from 2006. Get a little focus in on that. It's not really working, but whatever. And then Lagavulin, 12-year-old, 2016. All right. The difference in ABV, so the 2006 version is 57.1. The 2016 version is 57.7. So not much. So
the 2006 bottling, that mini bottle was part of Diageo's Isla collection release. It came with 4 other bottles, Caol Ila 12, Caol Ila 18, the Lagavulin 12 cask strength, and the Lagavulin 16, as well as Port Ellen released from that year. I'm not sure if they release that collection every year, but I picked that up at an auction in the UK.
Cool. And I find it cool because you only get these 200 milliliter bottles from the UK. You can't get them anywhere else. I've never seen them anywhere else.
Yeah, other than like Johnny Walker, I haven't seen a 200 ml bottle.
Yeah. So let's start with the 2006 maybe?
2006, yeah.
So again, for those of you just joining us, we're starting with the Lagavulin 12-year-old cask strength from 2006.
Really nice and peaty right off the top.
Yeah.
It's got like nice little like musty peat, and then right underneath it is like the citrus fruit.
Mm-hmm.
Like peaches, apricots kind of thing.
I'm getting a little bit of lemon. Like a lemon rind.
Yep. Lemon peel.
Yeah.
It's good. That's really good.
Yeah, the nose is really,
It's
really
been
nice.
a while since I had this one.
Yeah. Surprised it kept like, well, it's cask strength. It's a peated whiskey, so usually they don't go flat as easily as something that's 40% ABV. Sure. And probably like sherried or whatever else.
Yeah, the shelf life of a cask strength whiskey is a lot longer than something bottled at a lower percentage.
Yeah, DH Silves is saying the 200 ml looks perfect for someone like for an expensive bottle, right? Mm-hmm. Because I think that's actually, if I could buy all 200 mils at the exact same like price per milliliter,
sure,
as a 750, I would always buy the 200, especially for the channel, because a lot of my whiskey just sits up there, and then I got to get Jeremy to drink it.
It's actually a good thing that they only come in full size, so, and take home the extras. That's really good. So on the palate, like barbecue charred meat. And then I also get, it's almost kind of like, it reminds me a little bit of Octomore and the fact that you get those like farm kind of notes as well.
Yeah, like the 8.1 or like the 7.1.
You get a little bit of that like wet, damp hay.
Yeah. I guess it's from, like, these are exclusively bourbon cask as well, right? So that's where the comparison, I guess, comes in. Who do we have in the chat? A lot of the people that we saw earlier in the chat. Also, welcome Eric Waite. Happy belated birthday, by the way, buddy. We got, I said Ian Holmes and WP earlier. Said DH Silves and Malted in Montreal earlier, and Whiskey Throttle earlier. Whiskey Throttle, Malted in Montreal, Eric Waite, all have awesome channels you guys got to check out. We got Claire the Third in the house and Jason C. What's going on, guys? We're at about 30. It's amazing how a palate changes. If 6 years ago, someone gave me a cask strength whiskey, heavily peated, I'd be like, get that shit away from me. You're trying to kill me, you try to poison me. Times have changed. I can drink this neat. Like, there's no need to add water. I'm curious if anything will happen, and I think maybe for review's sake, it would be good to add a little bit to each of them to see, but tasty stuff, and you don't need to add anything to it, in my opinion.
A little bit of mineral notes on the palate as well. Really good stuff. On to the 2016.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if there's color added to this. Does it say on the bottle? I know Lagavulin 16 has coloring, I'm pretty sure, right? If you know, let me know.
Yeah, the 16 for sure does. I don't know about this one.
Well,
I'm going to say yes. I'm going to say yes. Especially the one on your right hand is the, which one?
So this is the 2006, 2016. I'm going to say that the 2016 is a little bit lighter than the 2006.
Yeah, and honestly, I agree, and I think it's also maybe, I don't know if being in the bottle longer has anything to do with it. I don't think that would change the color, but it's a little bit more murky, right? I find.
Yep.
It's a little murkier.
So
I don't think there's added color to the 2016, but I'm wondering if there is to the 2006 because it is a bit darker. And the only justification I could give to that is 2016, the modern day whiskey geek wants a little bit of something different to their whiskey. You know what I mean? They don't care for added color. They don't, whatever. 10 years ago, maybe added color was a must. You know what I mean? To the market.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, if Lagavulin 16 colored, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they dropped a couple in here.
That's very different, though.
But yeah, you're right. The 2016 is a lot clearer. So what about show filtering? You think they'd show filter this? You wouldn't think so at cask strength, but you never know, right?
I don't know what you know what? My science hat being on, I would say
look at
this is a little bit lower bottle level. It's been sitting for a lot longer. How many years have you had this bottle for?
I bought that at least 2 years ago. So
right. So you bought it 2 years ago. It was bottled in 2006. So it sat on a shelf for many years. You pour off the top. I'm sure you didn't shake this before you started pouring it out.
Right.
So all the sediment and all that stuff sinks to the bottom. I don't know. I could be wrong, but that's my somewhat educated guess. The nose is different on the 2016.
Almost completely different.
Get more of like this one is reminding me a little bit more of an Octomore. Like you have that like strong char, but not necessarily like medicinal.
Right.
Right?
Yeah, a little more alive on the nose. I mean, that could just be because this one is older.
Yeah.
But yeah, a lot more lifelike. I like it.
Unless these phony Karens just do a better job of opening up a whiskey.
Buy the whiskey in the 6 glass. It's better than a Glencairn.
I should patent whatever this style is, even though I didn't create it.
Well, some similar stuff on the palate with the 2016.
Mm-hmm.
Still getting that barbecue char.
I'm glad we went from the 2006 to the 2016 because I think if we went the other way, we wouldn't have appreciated the 2006 as much.
Right.
Because time has definitely played a factor here. You can definitely this one has a little bit more sizzle, a little bit more pop, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. Whereas time has probably made the 2006 go a touch flat, but it's not extremely noticeable because it's a cask strength whiskey. So it still has that heat, still has that power. You know what I mean?
Yeah, still get the citrus in that.
Claire the Third was taking me seriously when I said I was going to patent that. Obviously, I can't patent that, man. I know the rules. I'm not. Sizzle. Yeah, this is really good, man. Holy smokes. How much of this bottle did I say I was going to give to you?
All of it. That's what you said.
So me and Jeremy and I split quite a few bottles, and by the end of it, he always lets me take the top. I get to open it. I get the to do that fun stuff, which is really just pulling the wool over my own eyes because at the end of the day, I end up giving him a little bit more, usually more than half every single time.
When you average over a bottle a day, it adds up quick, and you got to get rid of your excess.
What do you mean, buying?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, so I just threw some water in both of these. So immediately it just mellowed this one right out.
So Eric Wade is saying Ian MacArthur, a short, stocky man who has been at Lagavulin for 42 years, said they add a tiny amount of E150, but it's a minuscule amount. Yeah, that's understandable. I think most of the Islay companies, unless stated on the bottle, do that. Whiskey Throttle is saying, anyone try the Lagavulin 8? I tried the Lagavulin 8.
Yeah.
And honestly, it's phenomenal in my opinion.
I like it. It's youthful. You can taste that it's younger, but it's not necessarily bad with the peated whiskey.
Mm.
What I got away from, it's a lot like that lemon that you get in here is cranked up in the 8.
Yeah. Honestly, I was shocked at how much I liked the Lagavulin 8. I had an opportunity to try it when I went to Diageo headquarters. They opened the bottle for me right there and poured it. I was blown away. So I wasn't sure if I was going to share this, but I have to share this with you guys. You guys are the reason I get opportunities like this. In a couple weeks' time, actually less than a week's time, I'll be invited to Highland Park headquarters in Toronto. And basically what my job is going to be is to help very small panel of people help select the single cask that's going to be available in Ontario. So exclusively to the LCBO. So me and I'm not sure how many other people, probably 3 or 4 tops. That's what I was told, are going to get 4 or 5, maybe 6 different cask samples. And we're going to get to choose the one that we like, as well as get to name it. Apparently,
that's awesome.
We're gonna get to name it too, so that's pretty cool. So I'm looking forward to that. That's gonna be a lot of fun.
Malta to Montreal always has the best comments. You see what he said
earlier?
See what he said?
Oh
my god, this fucking guy.
What do you say? What do you say? Hey, crazy. Hey, Swami, be nice, man. His girlfriend might be in the chat. She was in earlier.
She would actually probably.
attest to that. So you almost
I was
admitted
gonna
it
say
there.
she's gonna agree with you, but I mean, she knows about our relationship. She reads my messages. So anyway, back to the whiskey. Water in the 2006 didn't help it at all. Water in the 2016 did help it.
Oh yeah, water. That's right. Okay, I'm making up for the little extra that I'm giving you. So
yeah, it just kind of muted the 06.
apparently, the 2017, according to Roy from Aquavite, according to Scott from the Scotch Test Dummies, the 2017 is better than 2016 apparently. So when that comes to the LCBO, if that comes to the LCBO, I'll be looking forward to that. Honestly, like, I don't know what it is about the camera, but I barely finished my first dram. I didn't start at least before this, and I only finished really one dram. And it wasn't even a full dram. And they're asking me if I'm a little warm already.
Yeah, well, yeah. Well, you're pouring more.
I poured more.
Oh.
But I'm not drunk. I'm not even close. Honestly though, the 2016 doesn't need a drop of water.
I don't think it needs it, but I like it more with the water.
Is it helping?
Yeah.
All right.
It killed the 06 though.
I almost said her name. Insectica is saying she does not agree.
Agree about what?
That you're a power bottom.
Oh.
Peter White's in the house. What's up, brother? That's crazy. Peter White and I were on like this endless pursuit for a specific bottle. And I'm not going to say it because I was sworn to secrecy, but we were on hot pursuit for a specific bottle for like 2 weeks. And there was promise that it was coming. There was promise that it was coming, and it never came. And now it's completely gone from the LCBO system. Ugh, and I hate the LCBO. I loathe. I shouldn't say that though, because they're letting me go choose it.
I hate the LCBO.
Jeremy hates the LCBO. I hate the fact that that bottle is gone.
I'm lucky enough to have family in the United States, and I get 90% of what I buy comes through there. Actually, no, sorry, I take that back. 50% comes through there, 49% comes from Alberta, and 1% comes from Ontario.
I think 90% of what I buy comes from Alberta right now.
Yeah, the whole like tariff thing on bourbon in Canada doesn't affect me.
Yeah. Daniel is saying that he got his grooves. Is that the committee release? If it is the committee release, do not open it. That's all I have to say. Don't open yours.
I need to try the regular release.
Yeah, I don't know. I honestly, like, I'm a strong believer that once you go cask strength, it's so hard to go back. Like, seriously, it's like line up a Dark Cove regular release and a Dark Cove committee release, which is this bad boy right here that Jeremy brought tonight, which we will be dipping into probably at the end of the street. Right? Hopefully, maybe.
Or right now.
Or right now. There's no whiskey in Alberta. I was told to say there is absolutely no whiskey in Alberta.
Sorry, Daniel. I always say that.
There's no whiskey in Alberta except the stuff that I buy. There's like a coffee note to the 2016. Like an espresso bean. Like you open a espresso pack. That's what I'm getting. When's the last time you opened a bag of espresso?
Never in my life.
Right. So that would make sense why you're not getting that. So
Jason's asking, can I part with a Dark Cove committee release?
He may or may not part with one.
What do you got to trade? I'm up for trades.
But I might have to claim one before you do, Jason. Sorry. I get dibs. Daniel says, Whiskey Throttle says, 2 whiskey reviewers disappear on a trip to Alberta.
Yeah, that's the.
So wait.
Well, I'm gonna have to say that I like the 16 better. It could just be because that bottle is
Yeah, it's not a fair comparison.
over oxidized and kind of just flattened out now, but
it's not bad by any means. Like, it lasted 10 years, you know, or at least 2 years. 2 years open.
Yeah.
Eric Wade is saying the availability of whiskey in London is far better than in the U.S., which I believe, because I bought a few things from the Whiskey Exchange and Masters of Malt. But the problem with those two is that, like, you got to send them to very specific places in the U.S., and that's all changed recently.
I think they've since been able to ship to some more states, because before it was maybe only about, half the United States they could ship to, and now it's maybe almost all of them, I think.
Excuse me while I eat a little bit, but it's very annoying. You should be able to buy whiskey. If you are paying your money, if you are doing it legally, if you are earning your own money and using that to purchase anything anywhere in the world, you should be able to do that with no questions asked, unless it's an illegal substance. And alcohol is not an illegal substance in Canada. It's not an illegal substance in most countries. So what the F is the problem? I don't understand.
Preach that. Well, I mean, what happens when your government suppresses you? You just rise above it and bring it across the border.
You end up working for it
legally.
like I do. Yeah, or that. I love the government. And I love paying taxes.
We're both tax-paying people.
Man, honestly though, I can nose this 2016 forever.
Yeah, I like the 16 better.
It's the char. It's that char note. Like, that char note just doesn't exist on the 2006. It's heated, but it's like that char. It's just amazing. I don't know what that is.
It's good. It's good. What are you saying about me?
Whiskey Throttle's asking if I ask Ford. You know what? I didn't vote Ford. So, much like many of the Americans that didn't vote Trump, or at least they say they didn't vote Trump when they're speaking socially and publicly.
Here we go with the political talk.
No, we're not talking politics. That's not happening tonight. Swami's not here to instigate.
Jason's gonna DM me. Okay, yeah. Let me know. Let me know what you got.
Santa Cruzan just stepped in. What's going on, brother? We missed you. No politics. You're the man, Swami. So, Eric Wade saying, I need to make Whiskey Church a nonprofit organization like Scientology, so I can claim whiskey as a sacrament and people can write off donations from their taxes.
That is an amazing idea.
Brilliant. And if it's anything like Scientology, you'll be able to have your pick of any woman you like, brainwash pretty much everybody, and make tons of money in the process.
We went right from politics to religion and boom, angry turn. Well, we started with sex, and then we went to politics, and then might as well just bash religion while we can.
I'm a strong Christian, Roman Catholic, and Jeremy is a power bottom. Well, we have 45 people in the chat. It's fluctuating close to 50 and then coming back down, which is a nice night, I think. Happy that you are all joining us. We will be moving on, but I want to give this a mark. I feel like I could still review this and give it like, but we bragged about it quite a bit.
Mhm.
What would you give this?
I would give the 2016. I'd probably give it somewhere in between an 86 to 87. I'm gonna go right there.
Okay. And the 2006?
That's probably gonna be in 84, 83, 84.
83, 84. Again, we know that this is not necessarily a fair comparison, right? Like this has been open for 2 years. This has been open for 5 months.
Yeah.
Not fair, right? But it's a good sign that Lagavulin keeps its quality over a long period of time, I think.
It's interesting to like try a whiskey from a full decade apart, just to kind of see
I think so too.
how things have changed and what's different about it.
That was pretty fun. I'm gonna go a little bit higher than Jeremy just because I tend to go a little bit higher than Jeremy. The 2006, I'm gonna give an 87. I think for the fact that it held its quality, I don't even think it's fair to give it lower mark than the 2016 almost. But because you have to grade based on, like if I was giving these two blind, I would obviously give the 2016 a better mark, right? Like that's just what would end up happening. So 87 just because it brought its A game, in my opinion, despite being open for 2 years. And then honestly, the Lagavulin 2016, I'm gonna give it a 90. I think it's A+ quality according to Canadian standards. So a 90 for me, and I would definitely buy this again. I don't know about you, but
I would pick up a bottle, yeah.
Yeah. So
well, I'm picking up this one.
Yeah, he's getting this one, and then I'm gonna be looking for the 2017 because that impressed me enough to want to try this year, or well, last year's edition. The LCBO is a little bit behind, kind of like, and Siri thinks I'm talking to her. So we'll see what happens.
The LCBO is so behind, it doesn't even have the Lefroy Carchis 2017 yet.
Daniel just sent me a picture.
And the 18's already out.
Of what appears to be a series of bourbon in specified oak. Daniel, can you explain this picture here? Because I'm not sure I know.
Daniel, are you back home? Did you get all your? Oh, you got all your mail? Because didn't he say that you had a bunch of stuff waiting for you?
Well, that's pretty cool.
What did you order?
I didn't order this.
No.
So this is. I'm thinking this is bourbon. Is this bourbon, Daniel? Christopher Fallon, I've never seen you in the chat before. What's up, buddy? Josh is in the house from New Zealand. What's up, brother? Love having you in. Richie Z's in the house. He's saying, Rob, have you seen the TV show Ray Donovan? The main character drinks scotch. He orders a Lagavulin 25 in one episode. Very interesting. I have a Lagavulin. Sorry, I lied. I have a Lefroy 25 upstairs. A sample of it, not the actual bottle. If I had the whole bottle, we'd be enjoying that right now. Ray Donovan's a cool show. I stopped watching it, I think, season 3 or 4. I can't remember exactly which one. It was the season after you find out that, well, I'm not going to spoil anything for people that haven't watched it. It's a cool show. I'll probably get back into it eventually.
I'm always like scoping bottles in TV shows. When you see a bar like in flashes, you're like, oh, what do they got up there? Sometimes you see some cool stuff. What's that show?
Suits?
No, yeah. Well, Suits, they drink a lot of Macallan.
Yeah.
Parks and Rec. What's his face drinks Lagavulin 12 like religiously.
Really?
What's his name?
I don't watch Parks and Rec.
Anyway.
Who's in that show? Is that
It's the burly dude.
I don't know. In the movie Blade Runner, the newest one, they have the Johnny Walker in that.
Okay.
The Johnny Walker 2049.
Johnny Walker shows up in a lot of stuff, yeah. Ron Swanson, thank you. Thank you.
There you go.
Ron Swanson, yeah. And there's actually, what's the actor's name again? I don't know. I'm drawing a blank. Anyway, someone's going to kill me for this. But there's a 45-minute video of him on YouTube, and he's just drinking Lagavulin, saying nothing. just drinking it for 45 minutes by a fireplace. It's awesome.
That's amazing. So Daniel's saying that Saskatchewan Liquor Board is actually worse than the LCBO. You know, the only reason I believe that is because the LCBO.
Nick Offerman, thank you. Sorry.
All good. I'm ADD, so like I was like. The LCBO is the second largest spirit buyer or alcohol buyer in the world. So there are some good deals there. Like we still get the Abalur Abana or Abanad
Abuna.
or Abuna.
I say Abuna.
For $98.
Yep.
So $98 is actually a pretty good deal. Canadian, tax in, you know, for that whiskey. There are some gems. Like rum is pretty fair priced.
Yeah, it's
for
getting
the most part.
I mean, prices keep going up.
Yeah.
Like even like I saw Booker's went to $100 today.
Whiskey Throttle wants to know if you said burly dude.
Burley? Yeah.
Burly dude.
He's Burley, yeah.
I think. What are you suggesting there, man? What are you getting at? What are you getting at with this?
Yeah.
All right, let me just.
No one's gonna subscribe to my channel now.
everybody's subscribing to your channel now. They want to know more about the power bottle.
That's a different channel.
Gabe Little's in the house. What's up, buddy? I don't think I've seen you in the chat before. We got Danny that just joined us, I think. How's it going, brother? Saskatchewan Liquor GA. I don't know what the GA stands for. Has a bottle I get in Alberta for $95 for $122. That's like every day in my life, man. Like there's a bottle that in Alberta right now that's probably this bottle right here in Alberta. I got shipped to me for probably like $280.
$280
ish, maybe a little bit more than that, $290 maybe.
That's not bad price at the LCBO when they had it, right?
And that's not even a bad price at the LCBO at $400.
It was $400.
$400.
LCBO had they had some other good deals. What was the
There's a few. I just want to answer a question.
Talisker 25.
Yeah, $400. That's a good deal.
That was a good price too.
But in other provinces, Daniel, I apologize. In other provinces, it's $350. Jay Fretless is asking if this is a 375 or a 200. This is a 200 ml.
Well, just look. I think it was 200.
Yeah, it's 200. I just have massive hands, actually. This is 750 milliliters.
It's part of the Diageo, the Isla collection. It was a 5-bottle set. You can look it up. I'm not sure if they still release it or not. But it had a Port Ellen in it, too.
Daniel's saying that your channel could be called the non-whiskey or burly dude. Sorry. Scott from the Scotch Test Dummies is in the house. What's up, brother? I don't know if you guys all caught it. I'm pretty sure you all did, but if you haven't, check out this Saturday. Scott and Bart went at the 12 Hours of Boom. Did an incredible job. There was a lot of great people on there. I'm not going to spoil anything. I think you guys should go back in their archives and watch every single episode if you haven't already. I'm pretty sure you have, but in the case that you haven't, go check it out. It was very cool. Max Musterman is a new one to the chat. What's up, buddy?
Cheers. What are you guys drinking tonight? What do you got? What do you got poured?
Yeah, what are you guys drinking tonight? Let's
Caitlin, what did you pour? I'm sure you poured something nice.
You think she's still watching? I think she's bored out of her wits right now. There's no way she's still watching.
No, I know she is.
She is?
I'm sure, yeah, she's watching. She probably went for the top shelf stuff. She likes that Lagavulin.
So Jeremy designed a shirt for me that I will be releasing shortly. I got to get it sent out still. It's going to happen in the next little while. But if you guys are interested, this shirt is still for sale. I have the one with just the regular 6 for sale as well. And then the new one, I could probably pull it up and show, like screen share it.
Oh yeah, do that. I designed this thing. It looked kind of cool. I sent it to Rob. The first thing he gets back to me is like, can you change the color? I'm like,
thanks, but
maybe something like, hey, awesome, that's really cool.
I think I did say that's awesome, man. I know.
So yeah, I made it like the whiskey in the 6 color, I guess.
Is it the?
That's the old, yeah, there you go.
There you go. Okay, so hold on a sec. I think I can do this. I'm kind of useless when it comes to technology, and I think you all know that, so I'm not embarrassed.
If we go off air, you'll know what happened.
Hold on a sec. I think I go to. Nope, not you. Cameraman. Scotty, how do I screen share, man? Help me out here. There we go. Hold on. Share.
Did that just happen?
It did. It just happened. I did it. That just happened. So that's what's going to be on the shirt. Whiskey in the 6. We may have to. What color is this right here? Greenish?
I don't know. What? Oh yeah, I forgot. No, it's gold.
Gold.
Yeah.
All right. Well, it's the gold edition. So how do I? Yeah, there we go.
That's like Inception. That's crazy. What's going on?
I'm tripping out.
Are they seeing that?
There we go. We're back. I'm just shocked that I was able to get that back to normal. So I hope you guys all saw that. I think you guys all saw that.
Looks like they like it. Maybe, hopefully.
Yeah. So that's the shirt. It's gonna happen. Josh is saying it looks awesome. Thank you, Josh. I appreciate it. Yeah.
I appreciate it. Thank you, Josh.
Yeah, there you go. I didn't design it, so the guy that designed it really appreciates it. Rob Horvitz says it looks insane. Very cool. Rob was on the 12 Hours of Boom. He's a doctor, a naturopath doctor. He was talking a little bit about the poison that we are drinking tonight. I keep knocking this effing lid off, and it's driving me crazy.
Well, the cork broke on me. When I opened that, the cork just straight snapped. It was actually the only cork I've ever had break was that one. But it makes sense, right? The bottle was
It was an older bottle.
almost 10 years old when I opened it. So
I'm gonna try some of your Dark Cove.
yes, yeah, I want to try that too because I've only had a couple drams out of it so far.
What are you gonna do with that?
Do we not have any more clean glasses?
I have them upstairs. You want to run and grab one? And so Jeremy will be right back. He's just grabbing a clean glass. I think that's a fair pour. What do you think? Here you go. So hold on. I think I missed the first part of Daniel's comment because he's saying something about. Gabe is asking about the Glencairns. So I'm testing the water. So I've only had 3 people email me about these glasses. They're not actually Glencairns. They're similar. The only difference is like the weight and the ball is a little bit more narrow, like a little bit more pointed, I guess.
I think the bulge is a little it's more bulgy at the base.
At the base
than this one.
Yeah, this is more leveled out throughout, right?
And the stem on this is a little bit longer, but yeah,
the weight is a little different.
It's almost the same.
Yeah. The difference would be for me, like in cost, quite a bit to get the regular Glencairns as opposed to this version. And honestly, do you notice the difference in like taste, quality, smell, or anything like that? I love this. Honestly, I think it's great. So I'll be definitely sticking. I gave myself a heavy pour by accident.
Well, what else is there?
At least you know it's not just with your stuff. It's with my stuff as well. I pour your stuff heavy too. But like, yeah. So Dark Cove committee release. I'm super stoked about this.
55% ABV on this one.
Man, it smells incredible. We got P Boss in the house. So my buddy P Boss was actually gonna come by tonight and hang out with us while we were live. He was gonna, work logistics in the background, but he wasn't able to because he has to work at 4 o'clock in the morning tomorrow. So, Josh is saying that looks hot. I don't think I missed anything. I didn't. Daniel said something earlier that I missed. There it is. So that is Wood Experiment Collection from Jefferson's called Ridiculously Small Batch. Oh, so he's talking about that picture that he sent.
Okay.
I'm going to show it to you guys. Looks very cool. Because there's American oak. There's heavily charred American oak. There's standard whiskey barrel from light medium char. Custom 60-gallon French oak, which is very cool. And French and American hybrid oak barrel.
So is this kind of like what Buffalo Trace does with their experimental collection? You kind of get like a range of samples.
I don't know if you can actually see it. I think so. I think it's similar to that. I've witnessed this available in another province.
Oh, so Claire the Third saying that the regular release isn't as good. You're referring to the Dark Cove.
Let's just take a moment and look at how dark this actually is. Obviously, pun intended when they're talking Dark Cove. Is that sherry cask?
Yeah.
That is delicious.
Yeah, it says right on it, it's been matured in dark sherry casks.
Yeah. That's a winner.
Squid ink is a tasting note they wrote in the bottle. Like anyone knows what that is.
Well, Italians do.
Do you really?
Yeah, so a lot of Italian restaurants will offer squid ink pasta. So what they do is they use squid ink in the dough, and it turns the pasta actually completely black. Yeah, it's very cool.
I guess I have seen that. But... So this is very, like, for me, this is very oak forward.
Yeah, that char again.
You get a big hit of oak on this.
Yeah.
Sure. Now, this bottle is probably only, what do you think? It can't be more than 10 years old, right?
10?
How old do you think it is?
It doesn't smell youthful, in my opinion. I would say it's closer. Yeah, well, I think it's a mix of 8 to 12.
Sure.
That's usually what they do with these, like, in my opinion.
Sure. I think that a lot of these Ardbeg releases, they throw a lot of their, 10-year-old stock into it, right? To complete the blend.
Yeah. So, Whiskey Throttle is wondering if this is new to us. This bottle was acquired in the U.S., right?
So, I've got a couple of these. I first bought one from a UK auction when it first released. Then I bought one from someone in the States, and I bought two from someone in the States. So this is, Ontario never sees a committee release.
No.
We only get regular releases. Does Alberta get committee release stuff?
Yeah, occasionally they will, but only guys like Daniel get the opportunity to buy them because...
He buys the whole thing.
Yeah, he buys all of them, and then they're all gone. I didn't say hi to Travis Faircloth. What's up, brother? He's just joining us recently, I think. Santa Cruzan is saying that was my question too. So, he's wondering if Jeremy just explained. He picked these up, well, all three in the U.S. or one in auction?
So one I got from the UK, and then the other two from the U.S.
Yeah, and with excuse me, Richie Z is saying this is very difficult to come by.
Yeah. I mean, like, it's all secondary prices now, right? Like, I paid secondary price for all of these. They weren't retail. I think I paid $225 US, which is a lot, considering they retail for $100 less, I think.
So WP is saying when it's very hot in the summer and you'd like to try different casks, get a Glen Moray Chardonnay 10-year, and that's fully 10 years in wine matured. casks. Very cool.
I don't think I've had Glen Moray.
I haven't either. The one that's available at the LCBO, the 18, is redonkulously expensive. Glenmorangie used to be known to be like one of the cheaper distilleries, and over here, the 18-year-old I think is worth like $200, close to that, something like that. It's not worth it.
Oh, super chat.
Super chat. Cheers, man. Honestly, Josh with his super chats, he's been killing it lately. Thank you so much, brother. I really appreciate it. Thoroughly enjoy this session, Rob and Jeremy. Josh, you're the man, brother. Honestly, have you ever been to New Zealand?
No. Love to go though.
I need to go to New Zealand.
Yeah.
There's a lot of places in the world I need to go, but New Zealand, I've heard incredible things. Big Lord of the Rings fan.
Yeah.
So I need to go check them out.
So you can go dress up and do your LARPing.
Yeah. I'm hairy enough to look like Frodo, so I might as well just, and I actually have hairy feet like Frodo too, so.
That should be a thing. You should grow out your beard for like a year and not touch it.
Be like Gandalf.
And yeah.
Dye it white and like dress up like Gandalf, and then I'll just get beat up by like everybody in New Zealand. So we've had almost 50 steady for like the last little while, which is pretty cool. This Dark Cove is bonkers. I'm gonna show that again, and I might reference this in the title of this video. It's so good.
Really nice. Yeah, perhaps my favorite Ardbeg special release or like limited release.
So Josh is saying, always welcome here, Rob. Plan for Dramfest. Dramfest 202p. That sounds amazing. It sounds like there's going to be lots of alcohol. And that's great for me, in my opinion. I'll take a hit of that.
On water?
Oh, Donald Payne. What's up, brother? Thank you so much for the super chat. You've been a great help in my quest for great whiskey. Thanks. Thank you, man. I really appreciate that. I really appreciate, honestly, more than the super chat, I really appreciate hearing that. And then we got Scotty. We need a shirt swap with your new design. Very cool, buddy. I really appreciate that. Scotch Says Dummies, guys. Check them out if you haven't already. And Donald Payne, I really appreciate hearing that. Honestly, I was going to say, hearing stuff like that makes it worth doing this channel. And you're going to find that out very quickly. It's not about I love, obviously, like, the super chat shows that they're appreciative. You know what I mean? Like, it shows it. But that's not what it's about. It's about the fact that, like, I can direct somebody to save their money somewhere and put it towards something that's better. And like that's really why I decided to do this to begin with. So thank you so much for saying that, buddy. I appreciate it.
I think a big reason for me starting a channel is just like the back and forth in the community and, sharing with everyone else. It's and, whiskey reviews are so important because Scotch is so expensive. And if you find a reviewer with similar taste, a similar palate as you, then, you can learn to grow and trust their opinion. And, if they like something, you're more likely to enjoy it as well. Loch Ness.
Because you don't get paid during the summer. Loch Ness, thank you so much, brother. I really appreciate it. The way they do it is they average our salary out throughout the year. So I do get something throughout the but I appreciate it anyway.
He's collecting unemployment, sucking on the system, spend all the money on booze.
That's it. Appreciate it, Loch Ness. Really, really appreciate it. Santa Cruzan is saying that I need a cowbell. I don't want to steal the Scotch Test Dummies thing. I got to come up with something else. Maybe I'll have like a Toronto Maple Leaf goal, like a red light goal scorer, like a goal. Something. The light will go off every time there's a super chat. That'd be all right. Like a goal scored.
I like it.
That's gonna happen. Actually, I think I'm gonna do that. Especially now that the Toronto Maple Leafs have like one of the best teams in the league.
Yeah,
they just signed one of the best players in the league. They already have a very good young team. And I know none of you guys care about this, or most of you guys anyway, but I'm very excited to be a Toronto Maple Leaf fan.
Throttle.
Whiskey Throttle going at it now. Sometimes once this app starts, it just wildfire. Whiskey Throttle. Guys, I don't know if you've had a chance, but he does some lives that are very intimate, very personal. He touches on things like mental health and stuff that like really matters. And honestly, you guys got to go check him out because he's a super cool guy. Dustin Silvestri, thank you so much. Really appreciate the super chat, brother. Tap dance shoes for super chat. What is going on here? Never steered me wrong, Roberto. Jason Fisk, you're awesome too, brother. Honestly, you guys are all awesome. I know you know that already. There's 53 people in the chat. We appreciate all of you. Swami's going off now. He's saying 6 for the 6. Appreciate it, brother. Malted in Montreal, guys. Go check out his channel. Super cool guy. He had Roy on earlier. I said this in the other stream, but it got cut off or whatever else was happening. I don't know. But he's saying go Sens go. And I'm not going to say the last part because honestly, I don't know if any of you follow hockey, but
Ontario has 2 teams and only one of them is going to be good for a very long time.
Yeah, so Ontario has 2 teams and really only one of them matters.
Right.
Yeah. Basically is what Jeremy's trying to say. I love you, Swami, and I love your channel, Malted in Montreal, but the Sens are a tire fire. The Leafs look like they have a chance at the Cup in the next 2, maybe possibly 1
We're hitting it
to 3 years. We could. It's like Vegas went to the finals.
If you live in Ontario and you're not a Leafs fan, you hate watching sports news because it's all Leafs all the time and they just shove it down your throat.
So Jeremy,
us.
yeah. Well, Jeremy works and Santa Cruzans just for the hell of it. I appreciate it, brother. You're always supporting and I really, really appreciate it. Cheers, brother. Jeremy works for a Toronto sports company and he has to deal with Toronto stuff all day long. And it makes sense. So like you live in Toronto, you're going to expect to see Toronto stuff. Claire the Third is saying 2 for back-to-back wins for the Capitals. I'm going to say that I think that's it for the Capitals. Honestly, I'm really happy for Ovechkin. Yeah. He really deserved it. I don't think they're going back, man.
No, they blew their nut and they're not getting it back. Someone said I have the same shirt as Clementine. You know what that means?
So Clementine is
Trinity and C, right?
C,
okay,
yeah, C for Jenny. So, disclaimer: Clementine's not actually his name. I'm not gonna say what his actual name.
I thought his name was Clementine.
It's not Clementine.
That was just a joke.
Why that kills me though is that I watched Eternal Sunshine for the Spotless Mind last night.
Okay.
And the female lead in that movie, his name is Clementine.
Yeah.
But C's name is not Clementine. That happened on my channel. Trenny was on my channel. And I said, should we tell everybody? Let's tell everybody. And he just made up a name. Trenny is honestly awesome. If you guys have never watched Trenny and C, I'm sure most of you have, if not all of you. But if you guys haven't watched Trenny and C, they're the funniest guys you'll ever meet. Honestly, they're really, really cool guys.
Well, sorry for biting your style, Clementine.
So we've just hit the hour mark. And actually, not technically in this stream because the last stream cut out about 10 minutes in or 15 minutes in or so. So we'll take it a little bit longer. I think we should be okay.
I'm not done.
And we have lots of stuff to try here. It's not like we have a limited amount of whiskey to sample. But again, thank you to everybody that just super chatted. You guys are all awesome. Honestly, I hope I didn't, like, it was coming in one after another, so it was hard to keep track, but I think I hit everybody, right?
Yeah.
I think I hit everybody.
If not, just send it again.
So what do you guys think of these glasses? Is the 6 in blue too much? Be honest. Honestly, I want your opinion because if it is, I'll get it redesigned and I'll get something else. My wife bought these for me.
I personally like it. I think it's bold. It stands out. It's not like your other gun clearance, right? Because everything else is just stitched. Like,
it's just white.
Right. And
it's hard to see.
Yeah. Yeah, I like it.
I'm not adding any water to this.
I added water to mine.
And?
I like it.
Better?
I don't know. Different.
All right, maybe I'll feel peer pressure to add a little bit.
I'm not pressuring.
I know. Loch Ness is saying he's good for another half hour at least. You know what? Because Loch Ness is good for another half hour at least, we're going to go another half hour at least.
Loch Ness. Wait, I did add a water to yours.
You did?
Yeah. I added water to both of them.
You sneaky mother.
Man. Good thing you didn't add more.
I know, right?
Although this can probably take a lot of water.
Whiskey Throttle is saying this is something's good in a hideous way. Is he talking about our stream? Or is he talking about the whiskey? What are you talking about, Daniel?
My
Be
shirt.
specific, man. Oh, the shirt? Clementine shirt? So, for those of you that are like typing in the chat, if you're putting at Whiskey in the Six, it's a little bit easier for me to spot just because we're sitting a little bit further from the computer screen. So, if you want something said or directed to us, just put the at Whiskey in the Six. Keep up, damn it. All right, we'll do Whiskey Throttle. I love you, man. Don't beat me up. Robert Horowitz is saying, I'm pre-ordering a Whiskey in the Six glass. Very
Nice.
cool, man. Thank you. WP is saying, think it needs a 6 on each of the 3 sides. That just comes 3 sides. So he's saying like, boom, like
I see.
like a trifecta
Right.
of 6s.
666.
That would be very. So my son has this dinosaur toy, and it just went off for no
It
reason.
sounded like a demon breathing.
I know, and the fact that we were saying 666 at the same time as that is super spooky. That's
If the
really,
feed cuts out, you know what happened.
yeah, exactly. This is the start of a horror film
At least we're going down with scotch in our stomachs.
with quite a bit of scotch. So Jay Fretless is saying that Chick Karen looks good. Chick Karen? Chick Karen? Chick Karen?
What does that mean?
It's saying the glass, like the Glen Karen is the Chick
okay.
Karen, like a rip-off Karen.
Oh, so so you rip off Glencairn and spell the Chick Karen.
The Chick Karen. Whiskey Throttle saying, didn't you read my super chat or my super heat comment about Jeremy's shirt? I did. We did, right? We read it.
I don't know.
Didn't we? I thought we did. Malted in Montreal is saying they would be nicer if it said malted in Montreal.
Mm.
I don't think so.
No.
I don't think so.
No. I think it'd be worse.
Scott saying, what do you think of the Lagavulin 12 years? So, because you joined us a little bit later, the 2006 version we gave a lower A.
I gave it 83, 84.
Yeah. 83, 84?
Yep.
So that would be an A minus in my books. I gave it an A, so I gave it an 87, just because I factored in a couple of things that probably shouldn't be allowed, but it's my channel, so I do what I want. And the 2016, I gave a 90, and Jeremy gave an 87.
Yep.
So, but if you want the full review of that, you're gonna go to.
I don't have it reviewed.
I know, but you will. On Toronto Whiskey Society?
Mm,
Maybe not. He's debating.
I got a lot to get to.
He's got a lot to get
I
to.
probably won't be reviewing it though.
George Kaplan just joined us, I believe, because I haven't seen him earlier. What's up, brother? And he's saying the 2006 Lagavulin is haunted. It may be. It is Jeremy, so that's a possibility. I'm very Catholic, so I say my prayers and hope for demons not to come to me. But
And I sleep well because I don't believe in anything.
exactly. So he doesn't believe in fairy tales or fantasy, and that's perhaps why. DH Selves is saying, what will it take to get some beer reviews? Barrel aged, of course. You know what? It'll take my brother, my younger brother, Mike. He's obsessed with beer. He's probably the biggest beer snob I've ever met. He's had everything there is to have.
Toronto has a lot of really good breweries,
Yeah.
and they're pumping out really good stuff. Especially if you like barrel aged stouts, porters, all that stuff. Really good stuff happening in Toronto.
James C is saying what's up. James C, very cool guy. He's my Cavalon. Aside from Larry, he's my Cavalon exclusive. Like his parents are from Taipei.
Oh wow.
Taipei, or I know Taiwan, but
so he's a Cava fan member.
I don't know if he's a Cava fan member, but he gets better deals than we'll ever get in our lives. So, Scotch Test Dummies, Scotty is saying you need to get the 2017, which is what I was alluding to. I actually mentioned that you said that earlier, Scotty. Santa Cruzan is saying that gray hat is a great color. Thank you. I really appreciate that. I actually like this hat a lot. This is my personal hat. I don't keep very many because they end up being bought, but this is the one that I'm keeping for myself. Claire Third is saying Rob was probably a power bottom altar boy. There were, you know what? In my day, number one, I was an altar boy. Disclaimer. Number two, there was a lot of altar girls in my day.
Is that a thing?
That was a thing.
Oh.
That was the thing when I grew up, and I think that's still a thing now. It's definitely still a thing now because that started when I was growing up.
So you held a lot of hands when you were young, is what you're saying.
I think
you got to.
I think Claire the Third might be pretty accurate.
You got to. you almost got to first base a lot back in your day.
Yeah, we held hands. We the occasional kiss on the cheek. Yeah, I was very Catholic. Oh, wow. That's cool. So WP is saying Imperial Stout Barrel aged in Mortlock.
Whoa.
That I want to try.
What?
Loch Ness is saying I never grew up, which is valid. That's why I am a kid. That's why honestly, my son calls me his best friend all the time. He's 2. He's going to be 3 in like 2 months, and he's not wrong. Like,
yeah,
I'm a kid.
Growing up is overrated. Don't do it.
Yeah. If you don't have to, then you might as well not.
So what brewery were you talking about with that barrel aged?
So yeah, so WP, answer Jeremy's question. I'm gonna answer Donald Payne's question. He's asking what was the best bourbon I tried last month. Probably the Old Rip Van Winkle 10.
What about that Michter's? That
was a rye though. That was a rye.
Okay.
You said bourbon. My favorite whiskey of the entire month was the Michter's Toasted Barrel Rye. You tried that, right?
Really good.
Incredible. Yeah. Honestly, it's the best rye I've ever had. That includes Lot 40. That includes like all of them. Mm-hmm. It's just wicked. That's crazy as saying Buddhism Swami. Get it right. Buddhism is good, man. I study all the religions in university. I was a philosophy major, English minor. Scott saying that nothing good ever came from growing up.
Yeah.
You know what came from growing up? Taxes.
Debt.
Dying. Debt. No order in particular because depending on,
responsibility.
Having kids of your own, which is crazy. So Claire the Third is taunting us again, which he usually does because he has like 100 of everything. He's saying that he has 8 Michter's Toasted Barrel.
Wow.
Ask him how many GTS he has. Actually, Jeremy's coming there, but he's not quite as large as yours, but he's getting there.
Hey, just ask my girlfriend. She knows how large I am.
Is she still in the chat?
She's long gone, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
I got a couple of George T. Stags coming away. I traded for a bunch of stuff. Got a couple of 2017s. Love that whiskey. I like it more than the Weller. You're the other way around. You like the Weller more than the George T.
I like my weeded bourbons.
Yeah. You get more age with the Stag. I think that helps it a lot.
You get 3 more years because it's a 15-year-old, I think.
Some of them are older than that, I thought. Well, I think it varies, but yeah, is it 15? I think it was like 18.
Claire would know. Claire, how old is the 2017 GTS? Is it 15? Peter White would know if he's still in the chat. He knows for sure. I know that the Weller The William LaRue Weller is 12.
Just 12 in a few months usually,
And
right?
about maybe like 12 and a half months, actually.
Yeah.
Whiskey Throttle is saying, keep philosophy out of this. I apologize, man. I don't mean to insult. Stop always like threatening to beat me up.
Oh no, yeah. Caitlin's still there. She's still giving her. Are you drinking whiskey? What did you pour?
So Caitlin, Jeremy, and I went to Spirit of Toronto.
Yeah. Very good time.
And they had to exit a little earlier.
One of us someone got really excited about all the whiskey that was around her and was like, I want it all.
Pretty much we had it all though.
We tried so much good stuff. It was like, if you haven't been to Spirit of Toronto and if you live in the GTA, go next year. It's definitely worthwhile. We tried awesome stuff there. The master classes is what you want to get into. So you got to get your tickets right when they go on sale because those things sell out.
Yeah.
We went to the Northern Border Collection one.
That's cool.
Tried all the new stuff. The year before that, I went to the Balvenie one. They had such a good lineup. The Balvenie, they had the Ton 1509. They had the 25-year-old. They had the 21-year-old. They had like all this stuff you try, and it's only an additional $30, $40 more on top of your general admission ticket to do the master class. So definitely get in with that.
Yeah. The master class is a great value. The ticket itself is pretty damn expensive though.
It's expensive. It's $160, but it's all you can drink, all you can eat. And you're getting your money's worth in samples.
Not many people leave there standing.
No.
A lot of people were crawling out of there. It was rough. It was rough, but it was a lot of fun.
Well, you're a kid in a candy store because there's like, there's 50 vendors and there's stuff that you've never tried before, and you just race around there and it's kind of bad in respect that you're throwing down whiskey as faster than you'd like to.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
But that old Pulteney 25-year-old, well, we tried that there and
it was deadly.
Wow.
Honestly, the thing that still sticks in my mind the most though is the Millstone 100% rye.
That was the one from.
I feel like they're doing something to that whiskey though. They're adding orange peels or something to make it that orangey.
Yeah, this rye we tried, it tasted like orange creamsicle and like orange.
Yeah, it was phenomenal.
Something you never expect from a rye before, and we were grilling the guy. I'm like, "What are you adding to this?"
Yeah, he's like, "No, that's something that comes out in the distillate." I'm like,
"Cause like it's from Holland, right?"
I claim bullshit.
Yeah, it's bullshit.
But whatever, it was still good. I don't care. I would like to know, but I don't care.
It was the most interesting whiskey I think we tried that night.
Definitely different than everything else we tried. Yeah. I'm gonna get to some of these comments. Richie Z saying, this Maker's Mark cast strength is fantastic. Honestly, it's really good. Have you tried it?
I have not.
I'm gonna give you some. I have it upstairs. Really, really good stuff.
I'm not the biggest Maker's fan, but I feel like their cast strength could maybe be about one expression where I'm like, okay,
yeah,
Maker's.
it's a weeder.
Yeah.
It's a weeder, but I really like it. Weller Weeded 2 is lighter, smoother than the GTS with a little rye. Yeah, that's from Scott. He's suggesting that GTS is rye, like that's the secondary grain.
More rye in the mash bill.
That's the secondary grain.
Opposed to wheat.
Yeah, and the Weller is weeded. Mm-hmm. Awaken, what's up, buddy? You just joining us? Appreciate the response. By the way, I think you both and Whiskey in the Six might enjoy Westland's 710 cask strength. Never even heard of it. Malty, some spices, and a little butterscotch. Yum. Sounds cool, buddy.
Westlands.
I'll check that out. Go Habs is saying, have you seen Go Habs in the chat? I think he's just joining us.
I can't see the chat. I can only see it when I go on this.
I have better than 20/20 vision, so that's probably why I can see it. Go Habs is saying, no philosophy, please stick to religion and politics.
That's right. Yeah, stir the pot,
Whiskey Throttle is saying,
get those dislikes up.
So Whiskey Throttle is directing your comment to your girlfriend, a comment to your girlfriend, and saying, and does you read sci-fi novels like Whiskey in the Six? You're only cool if you read sci-fi novels. All right, it is what it is.
I do not. I like the sci-fi genre, but no, I'm not reading 1,000-page sci-fi books. Oh, Caitlin, she is drinking the Ardbeg 10 finished import. That's the one that we did. We barrel aged that one ourselves.
That was good stuff.
Yeah, I should brought some if you want to try it.
That's not the first. Oh, the Ardbeg. You never tried the Lefroy.
I give you, yeah. So I've done Lefroy, Lecheg, Balvenie, and Ardbeg. They also did really well. They're good.
So we have 42 people left in the chat. It was up close to 60. We died down a little bit. If you're still in the chat and you don't mind, click the thumbs up button, the one that looks like this.
If you don't know what a thumbs up looks like.
If you don't know what a thumbs up looks like, that's kind of what it looks like. Just because it'll definitely help getting the word out a little bit of this channel. June and July have been awful.
Well, people are out. They're not, they're not on their computer. They're on vacation.
Yeah. It's been rough. When Jeremy starts his channel, I would like to do this back and forth. Maybe we can double stream live.
Well, what I'll do is, we'll get together, and once I got it up and there's some videos loaded, I'm gonna release maybe 5, 6, 7, 8 videos all at once. So you can go in there, you can get a kind of feel for how I score whiskey and kind of what my palate is like, and then judge from there.
Somebody say, when did Whiskey in the Six turn into Malted in Montreal? I feel like it's because I'm changing schools in September. I don't care as much. I know that less of my students are going to know who I am. What happened was when I first started Whiskey in the Six, I left my computer open on my desk, and one of my students walked in, saw it, and it spread like wildfire in my entire school. And they literally, I would walk through the halls and some of my kids would call me Whiskey in the Six, and
that's awesome.
Thank God none of the parents complained. But that kept the leash on me for quite some time. I had to be very, very kosher. I think now in my new school, starting in September, I won't have to worry as much. So Jeremy's moving on to Tobermory 21-year-old and then Bunnahabhain 25-year-old.
This is so good.
The 21-year-old?
Yeah.
Gangster. It's great stuff. Expensive, but great. Loch Ness is saying, the guys and gals in the whiskey community are awesome. A nice break from reality for a while each night. Great banter and fun. Honestly, Loch Ness, you're the man, brother. I really appreciate that comment. I feel the exact same way. It's nice to get just escape a little bit, not think about work, not think about politics, not think about bullshit,
Well, politics.
Well, we touched on politics, but it wasn't in depth, Eric Waite saying, fermentation can bring about many flavors you wouldn't expect. If it can bring out lemon in Lagavulin, why not? Okay, so he's saying why not orange and whiskey? It wasn't the subtle hint of orange that you pick up lemon in a Lagavulin. It was orange in your face. You know what I mean?
It didn't seem like it was a natural flavor. It seemed like it was something added. But I mean, you could be right? I mean,
it's possible. If he's right, if that's natural, then goddamn, that's
they're doing something cool there.
Yeah,
for sure.
You know what I mean? Go Habs is saying, do you get any grief from your principal? Actually, the good thing about being a male teacher is that 90% of the people you work with are female. And what that means is if they're somewhat attracted to you, nobody says shit.
Listen to this guy. Listen to this freaking guy.
Nobody says shit. So that's the honest truth.
He just wears a tight shirt the next day. Oh, some students have been talking about your videos. It's let me put on my tight shirt and go to work today.
I just say it is what it is.
Hands out a free kickboxing in the 6 coupon.
Yeah, exactly. Here you go. 6 kickboxing, guys. Check it out. Donner Pass Whiskey is saying that must have been awkward for that school year. You know what? It lasted for a few school years. It was awkward. None of the parents complained. I keep it kosher for the most part. These lives can get a little bit out of hand sometimes.
Well, I mean, it's not like you're drinking at school, right? It's separate from your job. So
yeah. And really that's why I choose to go late so that my students are usually in bed or they're hanging out with their parents if they're up this late.
Right.
So they're not, I teach elementary school, so it's not like they're high school students that can have access to the stuff that we're drinking. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and they haven't found out about your escort business, so you're still
that's. I mean, guys, what keeps the lights on has to keep the lights on.
Right.
I got to do what I got to do to survive.
Can't afford 21-year-old whiskey on
a teacher's salary.
You got to get something going.
Yeah, exactly. Scott says something is saying this is like 12 hours of boom rolled into 1 hour. Honestly, I'm not even. I'm just having fun. So it's been fun. Honestly, this has probably been one of the most fun lives for me so far. Eric Wade saying Torrentes, a wine from Argentina, smells and tastes like oranges. All right. Well, Eric, check out if the LCBO has it. Direct me if it does, because I will buy one. I'll buy a bottle. Whiskey saying,
sorry, Richie Z. Yes, I am drinking the Tobermory 21 in the Manzanella. Yeah.
So
good.
In Spain, the double L is actually a ya. So it's Manzanilla.
Manzanilla.
There you go. Whiskey Throttle saying, I will get an interview with Patrick and he will tell you there is no orange. We talked to Patrick in person. Remember that guy? He was very borderline flamboyant.
Yeah.
Super cool guy.
Really nice guy.
Really, really nice guy. He pulled out some of his rare stuff for us, even though we weren't part of the master class, and it was all tasty. Everything I tried from them was great.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's just.
I mean, it could very well be. It could very well be, but it's one of those impressive if it is.
It's one of those too good to be true kind of moments. You know what I mean? That's what I felt like.
But really good whiskey, regardless if it's natural or not. It was good stuff.
I don't care. It was great stuff, and I'll definitely buy a few bottles. Richie Z saying, is that Tobermory? Oh, you already answered that question. Go Habs is saying, #MeToo. Right? Honestly, that's we've made that joke in school many times. There's a lot of females. #MeToo. I'm the guy in that. I'm the Me Too. You know what the funniest part about this whole #MeToo, and I probably shouldn't say this publicly, but I don't think too many females are watching, so I don't really care. Except for you, Caitlin. I apologize if you're offended by this, but hashtag. So that sign actually means pound. So there's this huge woman.
It did back in 1980.
No, it still does, man. What they say, hit the pound key.
No one says that.
Yeah, every automated service.
Well, when you call an operator.
Yeah, exactly.
Which don't exist anymore.
Hit the pound key. So pound.
Right.
And then me too.
Yeah.
So this huge woman movement is saying pound me too. I just find that amazing.
Subscribe to my channel. I won't do anything. I won't say anything sexist or anything like that.
I'm just making an observation. Awaken is saying the wife is gonna put the smack down. Honestly, she's pretty cool with this kind of stuff. Whiskey Throttle is saying he's Catholic. Oh, he's talking about Swami, I guess. Swami is Catholic and Jewish, and it's kosher times. I'm not Jewish at all, but Swami's Catholic and Jewish. I think that's who you're referring to. I'm not sure. Donner Pass Whiskey is saying, oh, for some reason I thought you were high school. That would have been more problematic. Yeah,
right.
Definitely.
Yeah,
for sure. Whiskey Throttle again is saying he's the owner. You drunkards. What are we talking about? Rob, don't delete this live. Honestly, what did I say that was so inappropriate? I don't think I said anything that bad.
It's the morning after you rewatch it and be like, oh.
I think it was more fun and funny. I don't know. I think it's great.
It's fine.
#me too. Eric Wade saying Dalmore tastes like feces, but I don't think they're defecating in their cask. I don't agree at all, actually. I think Dalmore is actually pretty good.
Dalmore is a very produced whiskey, I feel.
Have you tried the 18?
Yeah.
What did you think of that?
It's okay.
Just okay?
I mean, I've tried the entire range, up to the King Alexander.
The 12 I think sucks.
Yeah.
I'm not going to try the 15 because Swami swears it smells and tastes like piss.
Yeah. I mean, I don't like any of their whiskey, really. I don't think it's worth the price. It's not worth the price. You can get so much more that's better for the same price than that.
They're trying to be Macallan. Let's be
Yeah,
honest. They're trying to be Macallan.
Yeah.
I think the 18 is the one to try out of the Dalmore range. The King Alexander is too similar to the 18 that it's not even worth
too
spending
expensive.
It's not worth
The
spending
cigar
the
malt, I think, is maybe my favorite. The cigar malt.
I said kosher like 5 times.
Yeah,
I did?
maybe.
Perhaps. I don't remember. That's what Whiskey Throttle's like. He's accusing me of saying kosher 5 times. Well, now I probably said it because I read it at least 4. Donald Payne is saying, have you heard about prices going up on Macallan due to being shipped to China? I haven't heard about that, but I wouldn't be surprised if prices go up for Macallan just because they charge crazy prices.
Now, who was saying that before how the whiskey selection in London, England was a lot better than the States? How's the pricing difference? So I feel like Macallan specifically is crazy money in the UK. And it's the cheapest in the States.
It's the cheapest in the US and China.
Okay.
But I think for the most part, everything else is cheaper in the UK.
Because, like, how much is Macallan 18 in the UK?
Well, you can't even get it. You can't even get it.
They don't even release it there.
If you buy it, you're buying it from the US.
Okay.
Right? So I think, I could be wrong, but I think that's true. Keep Dalmore off your channel, Rob, please. That's Crazy is very influenced by Swami sometimes, I feel. I love you, That's Crazy. But if there's a good Dalmore, I'm going to try it. I don't care. I'm not biased against any of the distilleries. I think the 18 was great. Honestly, I really do.
Yeah.
The 12 sucked. The 15 I haven't tried. The 21 I don't think I'll ever get a chance to try because it's
Is there a 21?
There is. It's old. Like it's not released anymore. And the 25 is absolutely absurd in price. Whiskey Throttle saying, how does Swami know what piss tastes like? You know what? You guys can draw your own conclusions on that one. I'm not going to touch that one. Loch Ness is saying people really need to relax and enjoy life without getting all caught up in the politically incorrect or correct BS, I think is what he's saying there.
Sure.
I agree. I agree, Rich. I agree, buddy.
Yeah, no one can take a punch anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think I said anything really offensive.
No.
I'm just making an observation based on
Sure.
a symbol that is used in everyday speak, everyday language. You call an operator, she's going to say, press the pound key if you'd like to exit this call or something.
Yeah, back 20 years ago, you would do that.
No, like even now, if you want to leave a message, sometimes you have to press the pound key.
Oh, you're right.
See? I knew I was. That's Crazy saying, has nothing to do with Swami. Think Dalmore just sucks. All right, cool, man. Honestly, I respect your opinion. You've had quite a bit of whiskey, and I do not discredit your palate. I'm just saying I disagree. I think the 18-year-old is phenomenal. I think it's very good.
Dalmore is all chill filtered.
Yep.
All color added.
Added color.
All low ABV. Is it 43 or 40?
Most of them are 40.
The 12
the 18
40.
is 43.
Yeah.
Yeah, so for the most part, yeah.
It's a very manufactured whiskey. I don't know. I mean, some people will drink it and like it. I just think that you can get something better.
They use different casks. They use a different kind of sherry for the 18.
Yeah.
They use like Amoroso.
Yeah.
Something like that. And it makes it better, in my opinion.
I'm moving on to, this is the Bunnahabhain 25. God.
Where am I at?
Where'd the bottle go?
Bottle's right here.
This is what I'm drinking now. That.
Deadly.
46.3.
Very good stuff.
Is Bunnahabhain the only Islay distillery that doesn't peat their malt?
So Scotty's saying, and I really want to try this. He's saying that the Dalmore Portwood is good, and it's 48.5%.
Okay.
I would love to try that one.
Now, Scott, have you tried the Glendronach Portwood? Because I wasn't a big fan of that.
Go Habs is saying it's time for a blind Dalmore tasting to send it to Swami. Honestly, I don't want to embarrass Swami like that because I know that I'm going to send him the Dalmore 18-year-old.
He's going to love it.
It's the best shit I've ever tasted in my life. I wouldn't do that to you, Swami. Don't worry. The YouTube algorithm doesn't recognize the context of words. It very quickly demonetizes videos for anything remotely offensive to advertisers. I agree. I've had a few videos. Actually, for a while, every YouTuber was experiencing all their videos demonetized for like the first couple of days, and then you'd have to wait it out, argue it, and then it would pop back into monetization. So you just got to make sure you're on it. Otherwise, you can like lose out quite a bit, actually.
Loch Ness, like in the port finish. Yeah, port finish stuff is really good. Honestly, that Glendronach is probably the only port finished whiskey I've had that I didn't love.
Yeah. Even the other one.
You thought it was okay.
It was. I like the peated one better than the Towny Port, the 18.
Okay.
The 18 Towny Port was okay. But the peated one was a bit better.
Peated port. That's what I was referring to. The peated port. Yeah.
And Scotty's saying that he has not had the peated port.
Mm-hmm.
The Kavalan Solus port is awesome.
Yeah.
So Scott and I did that blind tasting. He sent me a few samples. I sent him a few samples. And I sent him the Kavalan port Solus.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's bonkers.
Yeah.
It's back here. I still haven't reviewed it. I don't know why. It's really, really good. I should get to that soon.
Yeah, Cava fan. Their barrel picks, so good. That was a barrel pick. They're coming out with a new barrel pick. We should be getting that soon. Actually, they just bottled it.
Yeah,
and it's the.
It's not coming through Canada Customs. It's not. That Kavalan port is really, really good. And I know that a lot of people have tried the Kavalan port and not loved it. And Larry, the guy that works closely with Kavalan, has said to me personally that he didn't like port casks.
Yeah.
He tried that one and it instantly changed his mind. So,
well, I think the difference really between Kavalan's regular release port and the Cava fan barrel pick is that the barrel pick is 2.5 years older.
At least.
Which is huge when you think about those whiskeys are only about 6-7 years old. And when you get to 9 years old, it's a huge, huge difference. So completely different whiskey at that point, I feel.
Rob is asking if the Glenlivet Nadura is worth the price. Now, some of them are. Some of them are. The ones that were 16 years old were, for sure. The newest one, I think, is. I heard good things about it. There's a few that are big misses, so you got to be careful with it.
The one that I tried, I did not like.
Yeah.
I think it was the no age statement one.
All the new ones, are from 2015 and onward, are all no age statement.
I didn't like it.
Claire the Third is saying Kavalan Sherry Pick coming soon. Yeah, it's very soon. We're looking forward to that. Jeremy is heavily invested into that.
How many
bottle.
did you get? I got 4. I think it's going to be probably the best. Well, I think it is the oldest sherried whiskey that Kavalan's ever bottled.
Ever. Yeah.
It's the oldest one they've ever bottled.
9.5 years?
9.5 years old. I think it's just going to probably be one of the best sherried whiskeys that I've ever had. So I loaded up, anticipating that it's going to be awesome.
So, High Points 1983 is new to the chat. What's up, buddy? He's saying that the Glenlivet Founders Reserve is pretty good. Honestly, I really liked it. I thought for the price, it's a very reasonable
entry level.
Yeah, it's a one that eventually will replace the 12-year-old. But there's so much 12-year-old in circulation that it's going to stick around for a long while. But I think it's better than the 12-year-old, in my opinion.
I don't like the 12-year-old.
So Claire's, you got 2.
2. Yeah.
The year of the dog. I'm the year of the rat. What do you?
I don't know.
I was debating whether or not to get a Master Splinter tattoo.
Do it.
I think I should.
Do it.
With the kickboxing and the fact that I'm leaving the rat.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
I think it's
just a little like Taekwondo pose.
Yeah.
So this Bunnahabhain, oh,
I gotta pour something else.
I tried this at the LCBO 2 years ago when they had it, and I didn't love it. There was something like off about it, I feel.
Was it a newer bottle?
I don't know. I don't know what it was, or just my palate that day. But this is great.
I don't know which glass is which here now.
Oh, these are the new ones here. That's a new one.
That's a new one?
Yeah.
Cool. Looks like you're having an overnight guest. We've already arranged an Uber, don't worry. We're working on it.
Yeah, definitely I did not drive.
But, I mean, he's welcome to stay over. But that's not...
Someone's got to keep that fish company.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. The big fish. You guys haven't seen the big fish, actually, I don't think. But
Rob's got a award-winning prize fish.
Happens to be a Japanese arowana. It's a golden crossback arowana. What do I want to drink?
But it's by itself in its tank, and I feel sad for it because it's just like it just does laps. 365.
I feel like I have to stick with Pete, right?
Oh.
Oh, you know what? I have actually no. I'll go with this.
You want to try my whiskey?
Yeah. What do you got there?
This is the one that I barrel aged myself. Did up my own little label. You can see that. So this is a Ardbeg 10-year-old. I took a 1 liter cask, put Portwood wine in it, let that sit for about a month and a half. Dumped all that out, threw in Ardbeg 10-year-old, let that sit for about 4 days, 3 or 4 days. And it added a nice little fruity raspberry notes to it. The color was really cool.
That's pink AF.
Yeah. I've done it with a lot of whiskeys. I feel like port plus the peat works pretty well. So
let's see the fish. Honestly, man, there's so many obstacles here that if I get up and pick up that camera, there's a good chance that this stream is gonna end with a bang.
We got a table of like snacks and glasses and everything's like right here. So. Yeah, look at here. Look at the color of that.
Loch Ness is saying that he needs to come by for a dram. Honestly, buddy, anytime. Come by. There's quite a few drams, I think. Honestly, this smells incredible. Dark as hell. Yeah, it's red. It's like it looks like Kool-Aid.
And I poured some and tried it like throughout the process when it was aging, and it picks up the color in about a day and a half. It gets that red.
I think we should do what Daniel and Rex do in like create a course. I think we should create a course. I think like stuff like that.
Check out my channel. I'll walk you through it.
There you go. That'd be cool.
But yeah, I've had really good results. Honestly, like this one and the Lafroig 10, I think worked out really well.
And Stuart McDonald saying barrel aging program ?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really easy. You can find barrels. Just Google search. Just 1 liter. Get a small barrel and.
Dustin, that's the one, buddy. So it's Dustin. Are you Italian? Is that your background? Like your heritage is Italian? I'm guessing it's Italian. Silvestri. I'm assuming that's Italian. Like, yeah. Party at Rob's. No problem, guys. Honestly, you guys are all welcome anytime. Anytime you guys are in town. I can't wait. Actually, Jason Whiskey Wise is actually going to be down.
Oh, yeah.
In August. And I can't wait to have him here at my house. You can have some of my whiskey or whatever else.
You guys got to go live.
Yeah, I think we should. I think that would be a good idea. D.H. Silvestri saying, just sell a whiskey sommelier level 999. Thanks, Rob. Yes, Silvestri. Yeah. Yeah, he's definitely Italian.
Claire the Third needs a 6 power bottom course.
I don't know if my wife.
You can just Google search that one too, but I'd enjoy that.
Yeah, I don't think. I don't think my wife would allow for a video of that. Talisker 18 was nice. Honestly, every time I see the words Talisker and the number 8, the word Talisker and the number 18 beside it, I cry a little bit inside because that's one of the bottles that got seized.
No.
That was a nightmare. Honestly, to this day, I'm so sad about that.
The 25 is so. I like everything Talisker is good. Have you had the Dark Storm? Is that what they call it?
I haven't.
Storm, whatever.
No.
I tried that the other day at the LCBO. Really good too. Talisker is kind of like the forgotten peated whiskey, right? Because it's not an Isla, but it's every expression of Talisker I've had is good.
This is like Ardbeg 10 with a cinnamon finish.
There you go.
That's what I'm getting. And the nose is awesome.
Yeah.
That's good, man. Job well
It
done.
turned out pretty good, yeah.
Job well done. What week in August is Jason there? Honestly, I don't know. He's gonna let me know. I'm gonna take him out for dinner. Honestly, actually, this is probably a good time to mention since we still have 45 people watching. I might be doing a 30-year anniversary. Before the Scotch Test Dummies told me that they were doing their anniversary get-together in Wichita, which is awesome and cool, and you guys should all check it out and go. I was thinking about doing like a dinner, just one evening type thing for obviously people that are close enough to drive, because I don't expect people to fly down to do it. Whiskey in the six. So like literally, there's a few venues that I've been scouting out to see if we can do this. So if I can do that, it'll be around December when my 3rd-year anniversary will roll around. I'll let you guys know.
That'd be nice.
It'd be cool.
A place where you could bring your own bottles and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's actually I have a good venue. I don't want to announce it yet, but I did a whiskey tasting there the other day, and they actually said that I could do it there. So
okay.
It'd be cool. And Stuart's saying, do it. Yeah, that would be cool. I want to do it. I want, honestly, at least those of you that are in Ontario that watch regularly, if we can all get together, that would be pretty cool. I would like to do that. Rob was taking Jason out for dinner, but they have Burger King in the UK, right? Buddy, you see my table. I bet you can expect what I would go for dinner. That's crazy. He's always throwing in the shots every once in a while. Just trying to rattle me. Actually, he almost had me there. Eric, wait. How many different distilleries are in your area? Only like 3? Well, within a 1-hour radius drive, there's 40 Creek, Dillon's, Stock and Barrel,
okay,
Last Straw.
Right.
I think that's it. Can you think of anything?
I don't know.
Collingwood?
I'm not rushing to do distillery tours in Ontario.
Yeah. That's the thing is, like, a lot of people laugh when I say that I haven't been to some of the distilleries in the area. It's not because I don't want to. It's just like
I don't want to.
It ain't Bunnahabhain.
Nah.
It ain't Ardbeg.
Nah.
It ain't whatever, you know.
All any Scotch or any bourbon.
Any Scotch.
No.
Loch Ness is saying he's in. Whiskey Throttle is saying, and it's cheaper. I don't know.
What's cheaper?
I don't know.
Burger King.
Burger King, yes. All right, cool. Go Habs is saying, are you trying to kill me driving from Montreal? Listen, I've driven from Toronto to Montreal and back in the same day.
It's not how long is it? 4 or 5?
It's 4 hours if you
don't hit traffic.
Yeah.
It's not too bad. You stay 4 hours, you stay overnight, you go back. Make it happen.
Donald Payne is saying it's a 5-hour drive from him. So listen, anybody within 5-hour drive radius should definitely consider it. Well, honestly,
Daniel's gonna fly in no matter what, right?
Daniel's gonna fly in.
Yeah.
He's gonna I mean, he can bunk here. There's coaches and whatnot.
Train and see, you can fly in. We'll wear the same shirt.
Clementine will.
Clementine. Me and Clementine will dress the same.
He'll be all over that. Then going to the U.S. by 30%. Yeah, it's probably going to be cheaper to come here for sure. DH Silva saying, back in my day, we talked shoeless 6 miles uphill. We walked. I said talked. He said talked. I should have said walked.
Get the chat right. Come on.
Back in my day, he said talked, but I think it's supposed to say walked. Shoeless 6 miles uphill to work and 6 miles uphill home. That's a conundrum.
Wow.
That's a conundrum.
Well, good thing it's not back then, because
DH Sills, I always predicted you to be like my age, like 30-ish. 33 is what I am. Go Habs. Was she worth it? What's he talking about? My wife? If that's the question, then I'm not gonna publicly say like no, I'm kidding. She's worth it.
I'm not gonna say yes.
She's totally worth it. Whiskey Toronto is saying, as long as I get to be spooned, I guess is what he's trying. The big spoon. Well, Jeremy might be here that night.
Yeah.
He's a power bottom.
Sometimes a little spoon is better. You know? Don't knock it till you try it, right?
Rob is saying we should take over a town like Elora or Port Hope. Interesting. Yeah, we'll see. I don't know. I wouldn't mind doing it in Toronto just because it is Whiskey in the Six after all. We can all wear tight shirts.
Yeah.
This is a perfectly fitted shirt for my body. Come on, Chris. We're friends, man. Whiskey Toronto is saying Food Quick reads chats better than drunkards. Than you drunkards. I believe it. Food Quick is pretty pinpoint with the chats.
Yeah. How come Scott has a wrench beside his name?
He is my whatever you call it, the guy that like makes sure that nobody says anything inappropriate in my
Oh,
chat.
he can like take people out?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. How do you get that?
I gave it to him like a year ago.
All right.
And I don't know how to take it back. Scott is saying Jeremy would claim #MeToo.
Well, only if you got a little too frisky, you know. Unless
Scott's referring to the old version of what that means. Jeremy wants to pound. Go Habs is saying, was she worth it driving to Montreal and back in the same day? Yeah, I would say it was worth it. I mean,
anything's worth it when you're buying whiskey, right? Is that what you did it for?
That and some other things. This is a long time ago.
That's interesting. What is like the most distance you've traveled to buy whiskey? Because like for me, I go to Michigan all the time, and from here that's a 4 hour. 5? It's a 3-hour drive. Crossing
the border.
That's true. By the time you do it, yeah, it's probably 4.
You're looking
4
at
hours.
4, yeah.
And I do that a lot.
Just driving from Ontario to the border of Michigan. Like, so Buffalo's not bad. It's like what, 2 hours?
Buffalo's closer. Yeah, Buffalo's definitely closer.
But and not Ontario. Sorry, where we are, like Southern Ontario to those borders. But it's that stretch on the 401 to Michigan. That's a nasty stretch. It's just straight nothingness for
it's like windmills.
An hour.
Yeah, windmills and trees.
Yeah, more than an hour probably.
Eric, wait, 5,000 miles? Where did you go?
5,000 miles. I hope that was by plane, my friend. I hope that was by plane.
He walked it barefoot.
Oh, I think he's talking about his trip to Scotland.
Okay.
That makes sense.
But like that was more like a vacation. I'm talking about you went just to get your whiskey.
Yeah. Scotty's saying you might have to give me the power to kill the stream. Come on.
Hey, is
it that bad?
We still got 50
viewers. People watching.
50 viewers.
Half of them are my students from the last
Half of them are recording this and are blackmailing you next semester.
So that's crazy is saying Skip Burger. How far is it to Buffalo from Toronto? It's like 2 hours. It's like a little bit less than 2 hours. A little bit less than 2 hours.
If you took a boat, it actually would probably be the same, maybe even quicker, because like we got to go out and around Lake Ontario and then back up.
If you're hitting a boat from like literally Lakeshore Toronto, like downtown Toronto core, right across to like Niagara.
Yeah.
Depending on the boat, you could probably get there in like an hour and a half.
It might be faster.
You'd have to have a car ready for you. Like,
yeah.
Get that Uber ready for you once you're like 5 minutes offshore.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, like no traffic. Yeah. Hour and a half, 2 hours, something like that.
Yeah. So Eric Wade's saying that he didn't fly 5,000 miles just for haggis and Iran Brew. I don't know what that is. Iran Brew. I feel like it should be said that way though. IRN space BRU.
I don't know what that means.
Iran Brew. Sounds Scottish. We have 49 in the chat. What's everybody drinking? It's 11:40. There's got to be people drinking out there.
People posted it before. I saw some Bunnahabhain 12.
Okay.
Saw some.
Speaking of Bunnahabhain, what did you think?
I love it.
What about the Tobermory?
Also love it. Yeah, really good.
I'm really impressed with that, man.
Yeah, you like
we're gonna talk to Ardbeg. I know the ambassador.
We need to do a port finish 10-year-old.
Right. Yeah, port finish 10-year-old or exclusively port aged 10-year-old. That'd be cool too.
Wow. Yeah.
That'd be very cool. I just finished Plank the 16% Imperial Coconut Porter aged in rum barrels. Is that a beer? Porter.
Yeah.
Porter aged in, yeah. So that's a beer.
Crazy's got the Boona 12. Danny's got the Red Breast 12 cast drink. Yeah, that's
Matin 14. Honestly, that's my favorite Portwood so far.
What one?
It's Matin 14. Other than that, like exclusive Cavallon.
Yeah, I don't know. I tried it and I was like, there was so much hype. Tomatin just doesn't do it for me. All of their expressions are just meh.
They're a little hot. But I really like almost all of their stuff. Rob Horvitz is saying he's going to head in. Amazing live to you both. Look forward to the next one. Cheers, buddy. Really appreciate you tuning in. Whiskey Throttle saying that he's not drinking. He's just sitting in the throttle cave.
Why do you sit in that and not drink something?
Right? Like that's like if you can stand to like be in there for 5 minutes, you are not an alcoholic.
It's like going to a strip club with a blindfold on.
It's like going to a strip club and like not looking at the women. It's like talking.
That's what I just said.
No, like it's like having a conversation with the men the whole night. That's worse than the blindfold.
Talking to the one.
You don't have a choice.
The one male bartender.
Yeah. It's like you don't have a choice when you have a blindfold on, but you have a choice when you're with your buddies.
Right.
To choose to just like look at them, like make eye contact with your buddies.
It's like if you were on your phone watching this live stream while you're in a strip club. Like, turn us off.
Yeah. I excuse you guys from the live for that.
WP drinking Ardbeg. I know. How do you like that compared to the 10-year-old? Because I think I liked it. I know I reviewed them both and I gave the NO just like a half tick more than a 10.
I think it's 10 years old. I think the NO is 10.
Well, it's no age statement, but I mean, I scored it like a half point better than I scored.
I know, but what I'm saying is like I think they took the 10, like at 8 years, and then decided to like age it in something else.
Well, I think they put. Well, I mean, there could be some 10-year-old. I think they use a sherry cask, and I think they used a virgin oak cask as well in that. No one knows what you're talking about.
Has it gotten that bad?
Yeah.
Whiskey Throttle is saying that no one knows what we're talking about.
Okay, Daniel, did my reference was more accurate, like going to a strip club with a blindfold on? Right? It's like you're there, but you're not experiencing what you
I just feel like
to experience.
If you're at a strip club with a blindfold on, you don't have a choice but to not see what's going on around you. But if you walk in with your buddies and you talk to your buddies all night and don't look up once at the hot, like naked girls in front of you, that's probably a little bit more of a problem.
Okay.
Would you agree or disagree?
Disagree.
Okay.
Throttle agrees with me. Yeah.
Well, Daniel he wants to beat me up tonight. I don't want. Loch Ness is saying, with all the students watching and the grade 8 and the grade U, whiskey in the 8. Yeah.
Whiskey in the 8.
Because I teach grade 8.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I don't think any students are watching. I hope if any of my students are watching, go to sleep. Go to sleep. Watch like Caillou or something like that. I don't know.
What's that?
Caillou's like a kid's show.
Okay. All right, I'm pulling out something else. Not a whiskey.
This looks very, very good.
This I tried at Spirit of Toronto in 2016. It's an Armagnac, 25 years old, brass, the Lord. It's only bottled at 40%, but LCBO had this. This is actually another decent buy from the LCBO. 114 Canadian dollars for that.
I'm gonna rinse out this glass.
Have you
here.
reviewed a lot of cognacs, Armagnacs?
I've done a few cognacs.
Yeah.
I got this one to the still do right here. The Martel XO. Have I showed it to you before?
Yeah.
Whiskies are all saying, and Army Act. It's Armagnac.
Armagnac. Is that what I said? I don't know.
Like cognac. Yeah, Daniel. Chris Santa Cruzan knows quite a bit about
Santa Cruzan is an
your
Armagnac.
brandies.
Yeah. Right on.
So Armagnac, cognac, they're all brandy, right? So it's just like the process of making brandy from the region of Armagnac, from the region of cognac.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Shout out to France. Big World Cup win today.
yeah, huge.
Yeah.
Honestly, I said France was going to win the World Cup.
Did you?
I did.
Nice. Yeah.
I said France or Germany. I was awfully wrong about Germany.
Germany. Wow, what a disappointment for them.
But
Who do you got tomorrow?
I'm hoping Croatia wins just
Croatia.
because my uncle's Croatian.
Mhm.
He married into the family, so my cousins are half Croatian.
They can party, eh? I've heard.
They're
Croatians
everywhere.
freaking
They're
party.
like, I've never seen so many Croatians in my life. They are everywhere. Scotty's got to go. Have a good night, buddy.
Cheers, Scott.
Take it easy. Go Habs is saying how many of your female coworkers do you think are watching? They must be missing. They must be missing you during the summer break. Honestly, I don't think any of them are watching, to be honest with you. I don't think they give a rat's ass what I do.
They're watching
on the
that
side.
one live you wore the tight shirt and not this
Yeah. I think they have me as like a gift.
one. This guy flatters himself so much.
Honestly, I don't need to. These guys do it for me.
Yo, smell this. Just take it. Here, take
No, I'm gonna pour a little bit. I'm just.
it. What do you got
gonna
there?
I'm gonna water. This is water. I'm cleaning my glass. Eric Wade saying good night. Good night, buddy. If you haven't subscribed to Scotch from the Scotch.
Scott.
Scott from the Scotch Says Dummies or Eric Wade. Subscribe to both of them, guys, please. I would appreciate that. Ian Holmes is saying, damn, this is crazy. I think this is getting a lot more out of hand than I expected.
I'm very well composed.
I think, honestly, I'm not drunk. I'm just having a good time. Santa Cruz is saying, cheers to Eric Waite, and I'm sure he said this. Saying damn to That's Crazy. That's Crazy probably said something that I missed. That was funny. I would love to see England versus France in the final. Okay.
See that? Don't you want England France, that rivalry?
I wouldn't, honestly, aside from my bias for Croatia, I would love to see England France final.
Yeah.
Because I think that would be the better matchup.
I think that's the matchup that people are.
I do think England's going to win tomorrow.
I feel like England. I heard a stat today that I think it was 12 of their 15 goals, give or take, were all scored on set pieces.
But honestly, look at. I mean, you guys know I'm Italian. Look at Italy 2006, man. Italy 2006. Majority of their goals were free kicks, corner kicks,
Yeah.
throw-ins. Like it was all some sort of set piece.
Sure.
And what that is that's
Good,
all
like fundamental soccer.
Yeah, that's all like pen and paper,
Right.
like do this when
Yeah.
you have this opportunity
Yeah.
kind of thing. You know what I mean? So power to England. Honestly, I'm very impressed with what they've done so far. And this is the furthest they've been in since they won the World Cup like 100 years ago.
Right.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like so
Which is bizarre because, you know, the pool that they draw from is like so good, right?
huge. It's huge. Like ECB English
ECBP.
English Premier League. So
Elijah Craig Barrel Proof.
EPL,
Great soccer club.
the English Premier League is like rated the best soccer league in the world right now.
Sure.
So I mean,
Yeah.
good reason why England is where they are.
Are we still going here?
Go
Okay.
Habs is we're good. Go Habs is saying I'm not so think as you drunk I am. I'm not so
Well said, yeah. Well said.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think you all know what he meant to say there. Crazy is always better, Rob. Crazy is always better. That's crazy. I definitely agree. Rob, you have been nosing that water. You know what? It's just a habit when I have a Glen Carrot in my hand. It smells a little peaty.
It's very minerally.
That's happened a couple times. That's why I'm using that reference. All right, I'm gonna try some of that Armagnac.
Yeah.
I don't smell anything. Honestly, I literally do it just to see if I still smell. Like you don't smell peat in there, do you?
No.
No. See, clean. 40%.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I wish that there was more cast strength. Cognacs, Armagnacs,
Even
you know.
43. Even give us 43. Give us 46.
46.
Give us 46.
Give us 46. You know? Because, like,
I agree.
I'm not sure. Do they add color to this stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think they do.
they do.
They must.
Why would they need to, though? It's like, it's 25 years old, right? It should be that color. Right?
It's French oak. It's virgin French oak. So, and they're just toasting their barrels.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, it's not like they're using a sherry. Like, if you're looking at that, you're looking at a heavily charred bourbon cask.
Yeah, that's dark, yeah.
Heavily charred, first fill. Not first fill.
Yeah.
Virgin bourbon cask, like virgin oak cask, or a first fill sherry cask,
Yeah.
or port.
Yeah.
Right. So you're looking at either a red wine influence or a virgin oak that's heavily charred, 3, 4, 5, that range.
Yeah.
Right. So to get that color from a toasted barrel, no, sorry,
Yeah.
it's not happening. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. I could be wrong. I hope I'm wrong, but I don't think I'm wrong.
I don't think you are. I think that, yeah, they probably throw some color in there. It's unfortunate, but
It doesn't. Let's be honest. Like
we don't taste the color.
they add a capful, like literally a South Florida Pete Lovers capful,
Yeah.
of E150,
Yeah.
to a 500 liter
Like
barrel.
a vat, yeah.
A 500 liter barrel.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You're not tasting it.
You're not tasting it.
I mean, especially because like this is sweet enough that like you're not gonna get that caramel. What was the there was a group of guys. They were from a distillery that tried to pick out E150 in a lineup of whiskeys,
I don't know.
and it was like 3 out of the 10 correctly guessed what one had caramel,
yeah, and
which
they
is
were-
like less than half, which was
And they were guessing.
Yeah.
They were guessing.
Yeah.
They had no idea.
like mathematically 50% should have done it and 30% did. So if you're Ralphie Mitchell, shout out to Ralphie. He can pick out caramel coloring.
You think so?
He says he can.
I want to see it blind.
He said he can.
If he can do it, then do it blind. Send him some stuff blind. 50% of it is unfiltered, no added color, cast strength stuff. That's, like I just said, no added color. And then the other 50% is unfiltered, added color, same age.
Yeah,
Send it to him. I'm gonna bank that he cannot pick it out.
absolutely not.
There's
Absolutely not.
in my opinion, no way.
Ralphie I don't know what you guys think about Ralphie. I mean, he is the most knowledgeable reviewer
100%.
without a doubt.
100%.
But it's also like listening to your grumpy old grandpa review whiskey.
Absolutely.
He's so bitter about the way whiskey's changed.
He's been better as of late, though.
What?
He's been a little bit better as of late.
I don't know.
He's been a bit better.
Like
he was really bad like a year ago.
Well,
like, a year ago he was like.
I understand it because
the whiskey apocalypse is happening now.
Yeah, he was around when whiskey was getting bottled at their best stuff, and now it's been stretched out so much that like distilleries are throwing out a lot of shit and still charging you a lot of money for it, and it's got him bitter for sure.
Yeah,
but I mean, I don't know. Sometimes this banter is just too much for me.
I agree. I like Ralphie. I think he's great. I think he's great for the hobby. He's great for.
I've learned you learn so much from watching him.
He is my whiskey knowledge. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like when I didn't know to do the research myself and all that other stuff, I would just watch him, and then that was it. But we all evolve.
Yeah.
I literally will now only watch whiskeys I haven't tried that I'm curious about.
Yeah.
When
that's the thing, right? It's like. If he's reviewing something you're never going to see on a shelf, I mean,
different.
His extras, I do like his extras. He does like the review and he does the extras with a little more insight.
Yeah, and those are usually like a rant.
Yeah,
for the most part.
Yeah, rant on Bowmore for coloring their whiskey.
Yeah.
Interesting story about coloring and chill filtering. When I was at Toronto Whiskey Society, when I was at Spirit Toronto, 2016, I did the Ben Riach masterclass.
Yep.
And they were talking about how they chill filter their whiskey and why they do it. It's because this is directly from the brand ambassador. He said because market research shows that there's a certain market that prefers chill filtered whiskey. And he was like, it's not the US, it's not the UK.
No.
And he left us to our imagination to guess what market that was, and we all knew which one it was. Obviously, it was the next biggest market, but they preferred a chill filtered whiskey, and that's why they do it, and that's why they add color or whatever it is.
Honestly, I feel like he's wrong. Is that weird? I'm gonna challenge that. I'm gonna say one step further. The 42 to 50 people that we've had in the chat tonight don't give a crap about chill filtered whiskey or non-chill filtered whiskey. Like they prefer chill filter, unchill filtered whiskey, right? Yeah. The people that have a lot of this don't know anything about whiskey.
I agree.
So the people that have a ton of money that they're spending on Macallan Reflection or Macallan M, they don't know what whiskey is. So if they say like little floaties in their $5,500 bottle of Macallan M, they're gonna be like,
yeah,
what the hell is this? Yeah. Send it back. I don't want this.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, the people that know, the geeks, the guys that study it, that like really want to try quality stuff, are like, yeah, there's no way. But we're the minority. We're the minority that are purchasing high-end whiskey. You know what I mean? That's the problem.
The average person who buys, entry level or like mid-level whiskey are just average Joes, right? They're just buying it and drinking it without researching or thinking about it. But I mean, that's what he said, right? It's like that one market dictates how they make their whiskey because it's so profitable.
Yeah. Rich is saying that he watches my reviews of scotch that he'll never obtain, but don't ever stop. I appreciate that, buddy.
See, that's why I like.
This is incredible, by the way.
You like it, eh?
It's so good.
Yeah,
it's so good. I know you have a thought. Don't lose it. This weekend, I had a free sample, so a shot about that big of Hennessy Head Imperial. So I'm not sure what that goes for worldwide. I'm assuming around the $2,000 mark. At the LCBO, it's $3,700. Wow. The lady poured a glass like that for me at the LCBO.
She free poured it for you?
Free poured it.
Wow.
I didn't even ask her for it. We were eyeing it on the menu. I'm like, wow, that would be cool to try. And she's like, which one? And we're like, the Imperial.
Was that same lady when they were there and we tried that?
It was a different lady.
Grappa?
It was a younger lady.
Okay.
But
they're nice at that one.
Yeah, they are really nice. At the Cooper Street LCBO. Guys, go check it out. So I had a sample of that. So we're talking a $3,700 bottle. How much was this bottle right here?
$114.
$114 bottle of 25-year-old Armagnac. Okay. I don't know the rules of Armagnac. I don't know the rules of cognac. I do know that if you put 25 years on a bottle, majority of that has to be 25 years old.
Yeah, what is like the percentage? Because I know rum does that too, right?
I think with cognac, Armagnac, it has to be 100%, to be honest
Is
with
it?
you. But I could be wrong.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that because I know that in Canadian whiskey, it only has to be 90.01%.
Yeah.
Right? So let's say that's only 90.01% of 25-year-old Armagnac.
Mhm.
It's phenomenal.
Right.
And it's better for 100 and what?
14.
American.
Canadian.
Canadian.
LCBO. Still in stock.
114 Canadian. That's bonkers.
Yeah.
In my opinion. For a brandy, quote unquote brandy, because Armagnac is just brandy, cognac is just brandy, compared to a $3,700 brandy, which is amazing, but it's not $3,700 worth.
You picked this.
I'll pick that.
Yeah.
It might be just as good, if not better.
See, that's why you watch Whiskey in the Six. Save yourself $3,600. Anyway, going back to whatever that one commenter said. Was it Loch Ness? I think it was Loch Ness. About watching reviews of whiskeys that are more expensive. If you haven't checked out Malt Reviews, they're one of my favorite reviewers. They review top end stuff, and I love it.
Can you read that? Rob is now bragging again. Girls buy him free stuff.
Yeah, when you go try samples, wear tight shirts.
You know what? It doesn't always work. And this is a medium-sized shirt. Jeremy's gonna confirm it right now. The medium.
It is an M.
It's a medium. All right.
But there could be some white out on there. I don't know. Anyway, Malt Reviews. You like Malt Reviews.
I love, honestly, Narby and I
Narby.
talk often. And the best guy. He's such a nice guy.
They don't post enough, but
they
they
don't.
have some great whiskey, and they're so passionate about like their stuff. And I love watching their channel, even though I'll never buy what they have because they buy auction bottles that are
Honestly,
$5,000-$6,000.
I don't know what they do for a living, but one of them's like a lawyer for sure, and one of them's like, I don't know, some big executive in a firm or something.
Well, I think the cool thing is that they split all their whiskey and they only kind of drink it when they're together, which is kind of cool.
Very cool.
But like their selection, I mean their collection is awesome.
Mm.
You should crush the whole thing.
This is awesome.
Yeah.
This is really good.
We'll go. It's still available.
I'm gonna get one.
Cooper Street had like 4 or 5 when I was there, like a week ago.
I was there on Saturday, so if
Should've got it.
we would have done this earlier, then I would have known. But I think Santa Cruzan said that this might be a $50 bottle in the U.S.
Mm-hmm.
Like for $50, guys. Honestly, for $50,
Go get it.
save yourself whatever else you're spending. This is incredible stuff, and it's weird because most brandies are watered down to 40%,
Which this is.
which I find kind of sucks. But most cognacs are hotter than the average whiskey, in my opinion. They're a bit hotter. They have that heat. Like even this, 40%, but it's not like you're lacking. Like it's syrupy. It's got that nice viscosity to it. Like
Yeah.
you're not like, I think grape-based spirit and grain-based spirit are very different in that way. Where if you water a grain-based spirit down to 40%, it's water.
Yeah.
It's watery. It's light. Whereas if you water a grape-based spirit down to 40%, even I find that with grappa, you don't get that like lightness.
Sure.
It's still got that heat. It's still got that power. You know what I mean? Whiskey Darrell saying you're still alive. I am, and I'm pretty animated, and I'm pretty. I'm enjoying myself. Actually, I'm having a good time. It's 12 o'clock. We've been on for a while. We've been on. We're almost like pulling
2
a
hours.
We're pulling a quig.
Yeah, this is like Risky Throttle goes on for like 2 hours.
Throttle goes on for like 3-4 hours.
Throttle just sits on his couch and just freaking.
Sometimes he takes a nap on his couch.
Yeah, he is.
Time.
Like, I'm just gonna have a little sleep. Chat amongst yourselves.
Yeah, exactly. He's just gonna leave the chat fired up so that people can talk. We have that Chateau. What's he talking about? At Chateau? Very cool. Honestly, there are some really well-priced Armagnacs in the U.S.
Yes.
There's like a 40-year-old, 50-year-old, like in Florida. I was looking at it because when Narby and Mike did a review on a 50-year-old Armagnac, they said it was like 200 American for a 50-year-old spirit. Like that's bonkers in my opinion. Like, so go to the U.S., buy Armagnac because the price is amazing and it's better than most cognac in my opinion. And I've tried a lot of cognac. I have videos where I've compared several XO cognacs, and honestly, this is incredible.
There's a 35-year-old version of this too. LCO doesn't have it, but it's cheap. I mean, it's only 150 US.
Daniel's saying that we are near Quig time. All right, I'm gonna leave this to a vote. Ruben Bayou has just joined us. He's saying that talking about age statement, rums industry, it sucks. Ron, I think he's trying to say Ron Zacapa, 23-year-old, is containing a blend of rums from 6 to 23 years old.
Where only 5% is 23. Yeah, see, that's the thing about rums, right? Rum get away with an age statement where it's like he's saying, 5% is only 23-year-old, whereas 95% is way younger.
Absolutely,
it's garbage.
Yeah. Loch Ness's comment is amazing. He's like, I'm good for another half hour, or did I just say that an hour ago?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, so I'm going to let you guys be the judge here because we've been going for quite some time. There's still 40 people watching. If you guys are interested in us staying on for another 10 minutes, let us know. 10 minutes? Got about 10 more minutes.
We'll do 10 minutes regardless of what they say, I think.
So then the vote should be 15 minutes.
Okay, it's either
15 minutes. If you guys are interested in another 15 minutes, let us know in some way, shape, or form.
That's good.
Whiskey Thrall is gonna buy some or go grab some open bottles anyway.
Yeah.
Dr. David Ragland is saying sure. We got some thumbs up from Jay Chung.
Well, now that Throttle's back in his cave, he can get some good whiskey and not drinking that swill that he was freaking trying to pass off as good stuff before.
Right? The Whiskey Alter Starbuck is giving the thumbs up. Actually, a couple of people that are giving the thumbs up were not in the chat earlier, or not participating in the chat anyway. Content is still good. Keep at it. Sorry, Ian, you're the man, buddy. I appreciate that. Santa Cruz is saying, I bought a 1963 bottle of Armagnac for under $250.
Wow.
If that was Scotch, it would be $3,000. If that was Scotch, it would be $10,000.
Yeah.
Right? Like, there's a Macallan 1986 available at Craft Cellars in Alberta for like $15,000.
What is it, like those fine and rare?
Yeah,
series?
one of those fine and rare.
Yeah.
But like $15,000, like there's no way that liquid can live up to that price.
No,
there's no way. And what's happening is people that have lots of money are buying that bottle. They're waiting 5 years, and then they're gonna spin it for double that.
Sure.
Right?
I want to get those Macallan exceptional casks. I know they're crazy money, but I just want to try one.
AJ is saying, join late, keep it up. The problem with the Macallan exceptional cask is that it's not available, and you're only paying secondary prices on that.
Yeah.
The original price, which was crazy inflated, looking at like for the 12-year-old $250 minimum American,
right,
is now going for like $1,000.
Yeah,
that's the minimum.
Well, the edition one went for 25 grand, or
but that's after a few years at least. These rare casks, like exceptional rare casks, came out.
Yeah.
What, 6 months ago,
Yeah.
a year ago, not even. Like, it's crazy. What are you looking at?
I don't know. I need something.
Try this.
I've had it.
This?
Yeah.
The Ben Ray?
Yeah.
Try this.
What is it? Yeah, give me that.
Show them what you're trying.
83 Balblair. Now, what did they use to mature this?
Exclusively bourbon,
This is ex-bourbon?
but it does not taste it. And it's look at the color on that.
This is ex-bourbon
That's
cask?
natural color.
Wow. And how old is this one?
It's 30 years old.
No, 20.
No, 30.
Oh, yeah, 83 to 2013. Okay.
This is like Ralphie's favorite whiskey.
Ralphie reviewed that?
I don't know if he reviewed it, but he talks about it every once in a while.
I once made a comment on Ralphie's thing. I'm like, Ralphie, review something that you give a 95 or higher. No response. He won't review stuff like that. I know he's got it. I know he's got it in his freaking collection.
He has he reviewed the
You reviewed Brora.
Brora a couple times.
Yeah.
And he didn't even give that a 95.
What do you give it, 92?
I think 93
Three?
actually. 93.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, I know you have.
Honestly, man, does a 95
Crazy.
exist? Like, does an A++ exist?
Of course it does.
Does it?
Yeah.
How can
Because, okay, if your scale is a 100 out of 100 is the best whiskey you've ever tried in your life.
Okay, so that's already a flawed scale, in my opinion. Because the best whiskey you ever
Like-
tried in your life is different. So like there's people out there then that have like Weiser's 15-year-old as the best whiskey they've ever tried in their life. That's 100.
Right, but you got to reserve those marks for, when you get there.
Right, but that's already you can't do that. According to the scale, that's a flawed system.
No,
I don't mean to challenge you on this, but I'm just saying like
I don't agree with you.
I disagree. I feel like if you're gonna do that, then you have to have like it's like if I tell you what does a dragon fairy look like, you have no idea. That's not a real thing, but you can assume that you know what that looks like, right? That's what 100% whiskey looks like. So, according to your scale, then that like you would have to go by that theory.
I feel like you can't score a whiskey 100 out of 100 until you're near death, because then you've tried everything you've tried.
Right. I agree with that. That I agree with. That
So
part I agree
you
with.
gotta build up. You gotta build up and build up and build up.
I do feel though that there's some whiskeys that like creep into that area.
Maybe you can never get to 100 out of 100, but you can approach it. You can get to 95. You
Yeah.
can get to 96. You can get to 97. You can get to 98.
Yeah. And this comes back to philosophy. Like I don't think that there's something that exists in the temporal world that goes like that can be 100. There's nothing that's perfect.
But there's been like credible reviewers who have given hundreds.
Credible.
Highland Park
credible
18.
in what sense?
Highland.
Highland Park 18 is not 100.
No, it's not. But
That's
it
retarded.
Highland Park 25 got 100 out of 100 at like the freaking San Francisco Spirit competition.
Yeah,
whatever.
and they also got a nice fat envelope under that bottle with lots of cash inside. Depends, I guess, whether you call it the best whiskey you've had is 100. Yeah, so that's what Jeremy's saying. The best whiskey he's had is 100. Or the best whiskey that's possible 100. I think
the best whiskey that's possible for your palate, right?
I think that's what should be called 100.
Right.
So I think we're in agreement. I think you didn't say it right the first time.
Okay.
So yeah, I honestly think that the best whiskey possible should be 100, and I have not tried something higher than a 95, and I think I have had one whiskey maybe that's at a 95,
Mm-hmm.
and I haven't reviewed it yet. 15-year Pappy is, in my opinion, 95 plus.
Okay.
At least the ones back in the early 20s were. Early 20s.
2000s probably is what he means.
2000s, yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's what he means.
Yeah. Pappy Van Winkle. I had a Pappy 23. I'm not sure exactly when it was bottled, but it was at a bar, and it was probably about this much left in the bottle. They probably had it for like 3 or 4 years, so I'm assuming it's like a 2010, 11, 12. And it was the best bourbon I've ever tried, for sure, without a doubt, the best bourbon.
Yeah. Ian Holmes is saying not unlike Jim Murray. Honestly, don't even get us started on. I think we both feel the same way about Jim Murray.
Well, tell him your Jim Murray story when you went to go try that freaking mystery whiskey.
Yeah, what was it, a 92?
Jim Murray had given the 92 out of 100 to some mystery whiskey.
So it was a mystery whiskey. I got invited to an event. I brought my uncle. I'm thinking like, okay, this has got to be pretty reasonable. It's got to be pretty good. I'm going to impress my uncle a little bit. We get there. And the event was cool. Honestly, the people that put it on, great people. And they work for the company. They're marketing people. It's not their fault. They're just presenting what was given to them.
Yeah.
Which is what Jim Murray gave that whiskey.
Yeah.
And the whiskey was Canadian Club Classic. Canadian Club Classic is a whiskey that's used worldwide for mixed drinks like gin and like a rye and ginger.
Ryan Ginger. Ryan Coke.
Ryan Coke.
Yeah.
It's a 40% bottom of the barrel.
Probably like
4-year-old.
4 or 3 years old. Yeah.
Yeah. 3 or 4-year-old Canadian whiskey.
Garbage.
And like mostly corn.
Yeah.
Maybe a little like 5% rye.
Yeah. Probably like second fill barrels.
17th fill barrels. Like crazy. 92 out of 100. So Jim Murray, you can FRO.
Yeah. I mean, his reputation is just the shit. So don't buy his book.
But who thinks that though?
Respectable people that know about whiskey.
Right. But how many people, as soon as Jim Murray releases his whiskey of the year,
That's true, they buy it, man.
fly to the like those whiskeys can't fly off the shelf faster.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
People in chat saying Pappy 20 better than 23. Some people 15 better than 20, better than 23. Yeah, I guess it's kind of like your own personal opinion.
Claire the Third, honestly, like I trust Claire's opinion because I feel like when it comes to bourbon and rye, I trust his judgment.
I guess it depends on like the oak and what you think about it, because I know the Pappy 23, what I experienced from that oak, I loved it. It was like the oak influence was there, but I liked that oak influence, and therefore I liked the whiskey a lot. And
I think DH Sills is correct too. I think when it comes to bourbon, 15-year-old high ABV, you got to go with that over like anything older than that.
Right.
Because once it starts to get to the 18 range, it's too oaky. Like you're talking about 18 years in virgin oak in a hot climate.
It depends though. It depends on the oak. If it's over oak, but the oak is good.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I haven't tried enough of it. I've tried a few, and I wasn't the biggest fan. And they were also brought down to like 43%, 40%. Right. You're talking like Pappy's.
Well, the 23
that's high quality
is like a 45 or 46
is
or
it?
47. Yeah, it's
I know that the 15 is like the only one that's like 50 something.
3 or 50 something like that. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, you're not going to go wrong with the Pappy Van Winkle. So
Rich, take care, buddy. Really appreciate you tuning in tonight. That was awesome. I had a lot of fun. Chris Beaton, I haven't seen him comment all night. He's saying, why is Jim Murray so special? I agree. Why is he so special? He made a name for himself somewhere down the line. He wrote the Whiskey Bible. Anybody can write a whiskey book. Everybody in this chat that watches whiskey reviewers that drinks a lot of whiskey can write a whiskey book. Like, how hard is that?
Yeah.
You do a little bit of research on the
your own
distillery.
personal opinion, right? It's like it's what you think about.
Every single person in this chat is qualified to write a whiskey book. If it's successful, that's what puts you on the map. This guy right here, where is he? Where's that Davin book? Is it on the other side? Right here. I got it. So, not to insult Davin, but he's given really, really high marks to Canadian whiskey that I would never even look twice at on a shelf. That, like, if I had to choose to spend $300 on a Scotch or $50 on the stuff that this guy's giving, like A+++++++, I would buy the Scotch for $300.
Yeah. Because
his credibility, in my opinion, is in the toilet. Like he's clearly bought by Crown Royal, and all the power to him. You know, he's doing a good job. He He's making his money. He's making his ends meet, and whatever. It is what it is. But he doesn't recognize any of the small batch distilleries in Ontario, in Canada as a whole, and he could be doing so much better with the job, in my opinion.
Well, you see, like, if his scale is like only Canadian whiskey, so he's only scoring on a scale of Canadian whiskey only, then maybe like a 90-ish would be justified because that's the best you're going to get from a Canadian whiskey.
My issue is when he started that website, CanadianWhiskey.org. If you haven't checked it out, check it out. I still want to give him a little bit of props. I started back in the day. I used to live by his 5-star ratings.
Mm-hmm.
When he started, he was legit. Afterward, he started giving A+ to every new Canadian release that there was. Every new one. Every single new one was getting a 5-star.
Yeah.
Why?
Because they gave him the bottle.
Right. They gave him the bottle, maybe a fat check underneath,
Yeah.
and said, promote this.
Right. Yeah. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's why you find a whiskey reviewer that shares your palate, more or less, and you can kind of judge based on that. But yeah, Jim Murray, he's just lost it. He's completely lost it.
Yeah. And you know what? That's why we should give mad respect to Ralphie, because he doesn't accept free bottles,
That's true.
and
very unbiased.
he's never had an ambassador on his channel. And I don't have anything against having ambassadors on. Obviously, I've had ambassadors on my channel, but he stands by the fact that he will not be biased and he will not appear biased to anybody.
Mm-hmm.
And that's important, man. That's really important. And I try to do the same thing, but in the community that I live in, I don't mind having ambassadors on because I feel like their perspective is interesting as well. We're starting to realize that a lot of people don't want to hear what they have to say.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, they want to make their own judgment call, and I don't blame them.
Yeah.
DH Silva saying that the Pappy 20 is a touch too watered down. Pappy 23 is higher ABV, but it wasn't as balanced. Whiskey Dorado's saying, you're going to delete this tomorrow, I know it.
No.
I'm not going to. Honestly, I really am not. I don't think I said anything inappropriate. I'm being honest. That night that I did delete that live, we got a little too political. That's why I did it. But tonight I won't. Cliff there is saying, like Glendronach giving free bottles of Grandeur. I'm getting an exchange for this bottle, but you guys heard what I had to say about it. I was very honest.
Yeah.
They offered me to trade what's left of this Grandeur right here, which is about a halfway bottle, for the newer expression, to prove me wrong, to make me feel differently about their product, which I give them mad respect because they know what I said about this.
Yeah.
They saw the review. They were not happy with what I said about it, and they want to prove me wrong. So we'll see. I'm giving them the opportunity to do that. We'll see what they say.
And that touches on another point that Ralphie had made in one of his recent videos about how distilleries will give reviewers what they know is a good batch of their product, but might not be the same as their general release from everyone else.
That's right. And actually, Narby from Malt Reviews mentioned that about the Glengoyne 21-year-old that I had. Because I had reviewed the Glengoyne 21-year-old back in the day, and I didn't give it as good a mark as the batch that they sent me.
Mm-hmm.
They sent me a batch for doing a video for them.
Yeah.
And it was just a perspective video about where I think Glengoyne is at in the market right now.
Yeah.
It wasn't much on my end, and they gave me a free bottle for it. That bottle was awesome. I gave their earlier bottle that I've tried from them a worse mark. And I think, honestly, I still think, I stand by it, that the Glengoyne 21-year-old is my least favorite out of all the Glengoynes.
Mm-hmm.
So I love the 12-year-old. Honestly, if you want an everyday dram, the 12-year-old, the 18-year-old are my favorite. I actually still think they're better than the 25-year-old, the 21-year-old, and the 15-year-old. Okay, so save yourself some money if you can. Clear the Third's still laughing about my Grandeur exchange. Hey, you guys can see the live for yourself. I sent it to Scotty as a sample because I was very curious to see what he would have to think. Did I give you a sample?
Yeah, no, I tried it and I thought it was great.
So you liked it? Yeah.
Yeah, I did like it. But I mean, I know the price tag on it, and I don't think it's worth the price tag.
Yeah.
But it was a good whiskey.
So. All right. Well, we have 38 people watching, 37. Any questions? Otherwise, I think it's about that time where we dip.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's been great. It's been a lot of fun.
I had a lot of fun tonight.
This Balblair is amazing.
You like it?
Yeah.
I get with that one, I get vanilla cookies.
Mm-hmm.
Like cookies.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
It's very complex. And this is all ex-bourbon. Eh?
It's all ex-bourbon. Very impressive.
Yeah.
All right, gentlemen. I think that's about it for tonight. Jeremy, why don't you tell these guys where they can find you in the next little while? What's going on with you?
Yeah, go check me out on Instagram. It's Sippers Social Club, all one word. Check out what I'm drinking. And I'm starting a YouTube channel soon. So look out for information about that. And I'm sure I'll come back on here and promote it once it's up and going.
Absolutely. And honestly, I want to thank you guys for tuning in tonight. I had a great time. I thought this was a blast. I won't be deleting this, so you guys can check this out in the near future if you want. We went for well over 2 hours, I think. I don't know. I can't think of it off the top of my head, but I'm thinking we're at the 2.5 hour mark.
We're up there.
Anyway, it was a blast. I really appreciate all of you. I really appreciate all the super chats. If you're interested in any of the hats, shirts, whatever else, let me know. You guys can email me at whiskeyinthe6@gmail.com. Cheers, everyone. Have a good night.
Yep.